Wow.
Badoosh.
Badoosh.
Badoosh those buttons.
Are we live,
Yeah,
Steve-O?
we're live.
What's up, Vegas? What's up, world?
Vegas.
She picked me up. I was hitchhiking. I go, where are you going? She goes, LVCopsTV. I said, me too.
Well, she probably thought you wanted to help, clean the lawn, pick up some
Yeah.
leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
He's always hanging out by Home Depot.
I am.
I tell him.
Oh my
You're gonna
God.
get in trouble for that,
Oh,
Gonzo.
senor. Oh, senor. Oh, senor. I never get picked up. They go, you're too short, senor.
That's what I told him about Metro.
Yeah.
Come be a cop, senor. ¿Qué
Yeah.
pasa, amigo?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Oh my God.
We're here with Lacey, and Lacey here is with us, right?
Welcome, Lacey.
Thank you,
Welcome
guys.
to Las Vegas.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. This has been quite the trip. A lot has happened while
Yeah.
we've been here.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Yes, you guys seem to bring a
Bring on the
cloud
hate.
over Vegas. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing
Yeah.
every time Lacey comes here, something bad happens. So how about this? You just don't come here no more. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, someone said it's not in your cards to go to Vegas. I was like,
Well, you were here for
the UNLV active shooter.
okay,
Yeah.
and then you show up this week.
Yep.
And a cyber truck blows up in front of the
Yeah.
Trump Tower.
Yeah.
I wonder what will happen next time she
3
comes.
strikes and you're out, right?
I mean, if NSA isn't already watching me,
Yeah.
like
They
I've
probably
just
are now.
given them absolutely every reason to, unfortunately. So there's that. When we were here for the shooting, I called my husband. I was here for a work conference and I was like, hey, just so you know, there's an active shooter and they are staging where we are right now. And that was the first time we had ever been so close to a
Critical incident.
yeah, like my neighbor killed his wife. That was absolutely bonkers, but like an active shooter and
Yeah.
you hear those words and you just like a chill runs down your spine.
Yeah.
And so that was wild. And then we were at our hotel on the 31st and I took creepy, eerily, weird looking back at it photos and videos of the Trump Tower with the fireworks going off. And yeah, I definitely need to.
No, Tom Cruise there, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Hindsight being 2020.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
It's like Brian says, you connect the dots.
Yeah, you just connect
Right.
dots. Nothing wrong with
Right.
connecting dots.
Nothing wrong with connecting dots. That's
If they lead you somewhere, cool. If they don't, that's cool too.
what do you guys think about it?
about that your bad luck or
Hey, for the record, I have pretty great luck here.
hey.
She wins lots of money.
But people die
But
around
people
her.
die.
No, Vegas is a
tourist destination for everybody.
tourist destination for everybody, right? And it doesn't bring good people all the time.
Right.
So
Correct.
So
Right.
you literally roll the
you
dice
literally roll the
when you
dice.
come to Vegas because
When you come
every
to Vegas,
experience
because
is never going to be.
Experience is never going to be.
If you venture off too
If you
far
venture off
Las
too
Vegas
far off
Boulevard,
Las Vegas Boulevard,
you might become a victim.
You might
You
become a
might
victim.
become-
You're probably going to get got.
you might become an event number. Event number is what Metro generates when an incident happens. So for us, it
They
was
call the
always
police.
it was always a joke and briefing. On our weekends, they'd say, "Hey, don't generate an event number. Don't create a policy."
Correct. Correct. Meaning, don't be stupid.
Right.
Don't be
Sorry, that
stupid.
was me.
Right.
Don't be stupid.
But something always interesting happens in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And that's why I became a cop here because
Yeah.
of all the action.
It's the best of the best.
When you get tired,
It is.
of hunting, like Brian and I did, we'd go up to our sector beats, just kind of chill out, take reports,
Yeah.
handle a couple calls here and there. But whenever we wanted to go hunt some bad guys, some wolves, we would go down to San Juan, Paul
Paul
Four,
Yeah.
that little corridor right there. And, it was a target-rich environment, but you just had to know what to look for.
Right.
Correct. Yep.
But you'd be surprised how many times that we would pull somebody over and they were a teacher from Iowa or
Oh.
an attorney from somebody. And
Yeah.
and they
Do
would
you
have,
know who my uncle is?
well, that exactly. But they would come down and we'd bust them with illegal drugs, and it's like cocaine and stuff like that. And that ruins careers. That ruins people's careers. But they come to
Yeah.
Vegas because they think they can get away with murder.
Yeah, and a lot of people who have gotten away with unaliving people come here to hide.
Yep.
We have a lot of criminals when they commit a bad crime, they come to Vegas to hide because it's such a transient city, and it's a 24-hour town, 2.5 million, right? Give or take 2.5 million people. So it's easy to hide here. It's a cash city, right? So you can pay everything cash. You can really ditch your digital footprint in Vegas and use cash for everything. And then obviously you can either drive down to Mexico, drive into California. There's a lot of escape routes from Las Vegas. So a lot of bad people come here as well.
The thing is with that though, Brian, is a lot of these casinos have facial recognition.
Nowadays, yes,
right?
correct. Yeah.
So if
nowadays,
you're a bad guy,
oh man,
it's going to get routed to the appropriate people.
Correct. Now, Vegas over the past, even just maybe 5 years,
ago,
5 years, the cameras have literally exploded tenfold. And pretty much anywhere you go, anywhere near the strip, you just don't do anything stupid on or right off the strip, because you are 100% going to be on camera and in probably 10, 20 different angles. Yeah. So if you're doing something dirty or bad on the strip, you're on film, just so you know that.
Watching.
Big Brother's always watching.
I know. I was looking around and I was like,
whoa. Yeah.
You all right, Steve?
I am.
He's pointing up like he's having.
I am all right. I wanted to get on real quick and point something out. I'm not sure if you guys know. I know, Lacey, you just kind of mentioned it when you came in, but this is our 100th.
With ironically, if you had both Brian and our ages, exactly 100 years.
Yep, it's your 100th birthday and our 100th full-length episode of LVCopsTV.
Yay!
Yeah, thank you for
congratulations, guys.
100, or it would be, how would you guys say it? One.
No.
You hold a 1.
Yeah. No, you hold the 1. You hold the 1. Oh. 100.
Yay!
Wow, cool. That's
so
awesome.
I just wanted to say, I appreciate you guys, all you guys do. I love what we're all doing. And thank Lacey for being our first guest.
Yes.
And
you are our
Century,
first in-house guest.
Yes.
Let's head towards 200, and I'll let you guys have the rest of the show.
Thank you,
All
Steve.
right.
Thank you.
I do have to say something. I recognize you guys also hit another benchmark. I noticed that you guys hit 12,000 subs.
12,000 subs.
I thought it was like 11.9 one day, and the next day I saw 12, and I was like, I have to bring that up.
That is
so. Congratulations on that too.
I didn't even know that.
You're so big now, you just don't even care. You're just
the
like,
number's so big,
whatever.
I can't even see it.
Whatever. I don't even care anymore. I watched it. I was actually, I think Steve sent me a picture, and then right when I went on our YouTube studio, right when you have a YouTube channel, you have a thing. It's called Studio. Now, obviously, only we could see, but it's actually really impressive.
It is.
And I got a picture. I have a picture with 10,000, 11,000, and now 12,000.
Wow.
So I'm trying to collect them every 1,000 we get.
I guess I better start collecting things.
I'll just send it to you.
Thank you.
And then you can make a scrapbook,
Exactly.
and you're gonna look at it never.
Yeah.
Never.
Because I think we have
put it right next to our little YouTube trophy.
Yeah.
What is that trophy anyway? What does it do?
The play button?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't get that till you get like 100,000.
Yeah, that's
so
like
we're like 10 years away from that.
Oh no, don't say that.
Wow.
You guys
it takes a long. We're a small channel. I get it. It takes a long time to grow.
Start rolling.
It's all good. It's all good. We don't. We didn't start the channel to get subs or money. We started the channel because we wanted to still help people make a difference.
Yeah.
It was never about money. Now subs is great. That's only because now we're reaching more people. Because again, we're just trying to make a difference in life. We helped people on the street. We help people in their houses. Now we can actually go into their house where they can sit and watch us, and we go over videos.
We try to cross that bridge.
Yeah.
Between law enforcement and civilians.
Correct.
As far as understanding what a police is thinking at a particular moment in time.
Correct.
Because I can tell you, and I've said this, we both of us said this many times. We've experienced pretty much everything that you're going to experience in life as a police officer.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we can talk
pretty
about
much.
it because we've done it.
We've done it, yeah.
Right. And
we lived it, yeah.
And Brian and I both have high integrity about ourselves. So we're not going to say stuff if we don't know stuff.
right.
Right. Because we don't want to mislead people the wrong way. So when we say what we say, and it's because we've experienced it. We want people to know that it's tough being a cop, and it's tough being judged, and it's tough.
It sucks sometimes. It's sometimes it's a thankless job. And there was days when I had like 13, 14 years on, And like I said, I'll always tell the truth. There was days I called PERS. I called PERS and said, how much right now if I retire? Right now.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah.
It wasn't enough. I was like, oh shit. And you know what she says on the other line? She goes, yeah, sorry, sir. You're going to have to work at least another 4 or 5 years. She goes, hold your head up high. She goes, suck it up, Buttercup. She's like, come on now. Don't get back out there. And I was like, yeah. And you know what? She was right. And it was cool that she actually kind of said that to me. It was cool. Because you get tired of it. You get tired of how you get treated. You get tired how you get treated by your own department. It's never enough. It's never good enough. There's no thank yous. There's no pat on the back. It's a very thankless job. So sometimes you're just like, you know what? I'm done.
Well, let me say this. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
It's a thankless job that, and this kind of sounds kind of weird. Our price of our lives was $48 an hour, what it was.
Yeah, at the end,
Oh my
about $48
So
an
that's
hour.
the price of our lives to serve the public.
Yep. $48. Not even $50 an hour.
It's insane, isn't it? When you put it that way. But yet, I'm willing to die for you or your husband if you call us.
My husband's here.
And we don't even know you.
Yeah.
Now we do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like best friends at this point.
The call goes out.
Now, when the call comes out, and I've said this before, and I mean, I've seen some rude comments about it, but probably, in the past. But when we get a hot call, I don't say over the air, well, what race is the family?
This person's an asshole.
What color are they? Are they good? Are they bad? No, we go in. It doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant. We go in and we save whoever we save.
Yeah.
Period. So that some people still think that they do that.
Yeah.
And I mean,
stupid,
another thing that I'm sure that made days difficult is another difficult aspect to being a cop rather is like the fact that you always have that one person you're like, is this person absolutely going to have my back?
Yeah, there's
and you're like, how is this person still a cop?
you know what though?
See?
It's interesting you say that because every squad, every department has that. Every squad, every unit has one of those guys, right? And it's a tough situation to be in because
it is. I'll just shut up. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Oh, I'm not gonna say why.
Because I know a bunch of friggin' cowards out there.
Yeah.
Including one that left me on an active shooter. So
yeah.
Just because they're in that uniform doesn't
mean they deserve it.
They're going to protect you and help you. Doesn't mean they're going to be there when the shit hits the fan.
And one thing that you guys say that I really appreciate is like, don't you say like, don't call the cops? Like,
correct.
Handle your business.
Handle your business.
Handle your business. Don't call the cops.
You don't need the cops.
I love that. Like, and the people that are calling the cops are the same people that are out talking shit about the cops at the same time.
Correct.
They want you to help, but
They use us as a tool.
Yep.
They use us. Yeah, they use us as a tool to get their own vengeance on people and revenge.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we been in a house? Yeah, they weaponize us. How many times have we been in a house where the lady's like, I just want him out of this house, but we have no legal reason to take him out. But she called us because she's using us as a tool, a weapon to get him out of the house. Yeah. And she doesn't care if we have to rough him up or if he fights us. She doesn't care because now she knows he's going to jail even longer. Yeah. So people use us like that all the time, and that sucks.
And it's not, and you're stuck between a rock and a hard place because you go, I'm not going to do nothing. Yeah. You leave, and actually something does happen. Yeah. Then you get a call from your boss saying you were just there. What happened? Yeah. And now you look like the asshole who didn't know what you were doing, and you're like, wait a minute. Yeah. That's not the story at all. That's not what happened. Yeah. But they weaponize us.
I do have to say before I forget. Thank you to everyone who's on my Twitter watching. If you haven't already gone to LVCopsTV YouTube channel, please make sure to subscribe. And if you're here from YouTube watching them, if you could meander really quickly over to Twitter, X, as we call it under Elon, and make sure to follow me. My handle is right here at the bottom of your screen. That would be so greatly appreciated.
Longs, do it.
Yes, please.
So let me say this. I don't know if your viewers really know who we are. So let me give you a 5-second rundown.
Let's do it.
I come from the mean streets of Idaho.
It's so deadly up there. Woo, dangerous. So dangerous. I don't. How you get
Snowplows
out
and
alive?
everything.
I know.
Woo!
I know. Did a search on the best police departments in the nation, and Vegas came up, right? And I really wasn't thinking about being a cop until I saw my brother get shot because he was a cop in Idaho, right? So he got 2 rounds to the rest. He survived, but that's what really made me decide to be a police officer. I moved down to Vegas, became a cop. 2002, punched out. 2022, 2005. This guy crossed my bridge, my sights, right? And we started working together. Initially, we thought he was an IV plant, right? Because our area command was going through some issues, right? So we thought he was an IV plant. So when we found out that he wasn't, he was my partner ever since.
Aww.
Yeah.
It's like such a meet
How did I
cute.
prove to you that I wasn't your plant?
How did he prove to me? By hating everything that every bad guy would do, right?
I was just merely handling business.
Exactly. But there's a reason why we called him a cobra. He could be cool as a cucumber like this, but when it was time to go into business, he would strike.
That's
right?
Ironically enough, my husband and I, like, we have this saying, Mama Bear and Papa Bear.
Yeah.
We don't have children. But if someone messes with me, you will see the most docile, polite man in a state, and
Correct. Should be
he
that
will
way.
say the same about me. I'm more of that person.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. You should protect the people that you love. 100%. That's the way it should be.
So, yeah. 5 push-ups every time Lacey does her adorable snort. Have fun with
We're
that.
going to be doing some push-ups. All right.
So, and then Brian came along. When did you join the force?
99.
99.
1999. Yeah.
What made you want to do
Well, I was a musician. I was a guitar player.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. The music that you hear at the end of our shows.
I love that music, by the way.
That's my song. I wrote it. It's called Vegas Strong Guitar Song. So after October 1st, right, they put me off for like a month or 2.
Yeah.
And I got bored. And I'm a guitar player. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to write a song. So I actually wrote a song. It's kind of like a Joe Satriani, Steve Vai instrumental, right? That's what I always liked. So I wrote it and put it out there. And it was now we use it at the end of our song, or end of our show. Yep. They actually, the Golden Knights, somebody, I don't know how they got it, but one of my fans sent it to the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights actually called me the following year and said, Brian, we want you to play. Can you play this live before one of the games? And I said, fuck yeah, I can play it live. I was like, hell yeah, I got a backing track for the rhythm. I'll just play the lead. I need 1 amp, 1 microphone. I'm not even going to speak. Just, easy. I said, they're like, all right, we have to call the sheriff and make sure he okays it. And I was like,
never mind.
Good luck. Call me back. Yeah. Because I knew what the answer was.
Yeah.
So they called the sheriff to call me back in like 15, 20 minutes. They said, no, they won't let you play it.
Yeah.
And I said, why? He said, well, because you're still a cop and you could actually make money from it. Yeah. That's what the department, and this was the old sheriff. This was Lombardo. They said, oh, I can actually make money from playing my song. I was like, I'm not going to say a word. No one, they're going to announce, all right, he was an officer. Okay, blah, blah, blah. It was a great time to reach out to everybody and show that we're not just cops. We're also people. We're, musicians and bikers and hikers and triathletes. And we do all kinds of stuff, but they wouldn't let me play because of money. Yeah. And I was so bummed. Then a couple of years later, when I retired, I called the lady back and I said, hey, I'm retired. I can play the song now. And she's like, thank you, Officer Brian. We have it on rotation. We'll let you know if we'd like you to come play it. Thank you. And I was like, okay, bye. Click. And I was like, missed my chance. Yeah. I probably couldn't play it anyway. I haven't played it in years. So
okay, we have to have someone watching who has a hookup with, if not the Vegas Knights, one of the NHL teams. Would you guys come out for a Blue Jackets game? Would you come out and play it?
I'm a Golden Knight, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
For sure.
I can't make my people mad. But
we'll see. We'll see. I just have to relearn it. But hey, if you're interested in hearing the whole song, one day I told Steve, I said we should play it here on the channel just so you guys can hear it.
Yeah.
But it's on iTunes. Vegas Strong Guitar Song.
It's in our camp video. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Sorry.
Which will be coming out soon.
Oh, well, there you go.
They couldn't hear.
So anyway,
Sorry, guys.
And then I was a guitar player. Then I became an EMT. I quit music. Basically, I was kind of a failed musician. I got tired of playing out in clubs and stuff. Became an EMT. My wife actually, when I quit music, she's like, "What do you want to do with your life?" I said, "I really want to help people."
Twisted Sister.
Yeah, Twisted Sister. I want to rock. And my grandfather was a cop. My dad was a cop. I was like, you know what? I really want to help you. I want to spend the rest of my life helping people. And then that's what I did. And I was an EMT, hung out with all firefighters and cops, got tired of getting bloodied. And they were like, you should be a cop. So then I became a cop. And my parents were divorced. So I was back and forth from Philly to Vegas. And when I knew Vegas very well. I was out here in the 80s and in the 70s. So I watched it kind of grow a little bit, and it grew on me. And I said, I'm going to be a cop here, not in Philly. Yeah. Because I didn't like Philly anymore. I didn't like the direction it was going.
Like the cold either.
I didn't like the cold. I hate the cold. So we came out here. I tested in 98, and actually got the phone call that I got accepted. I was in the back of an ambulance going to the hospital.
Is it a good time?
Pretty cool.
As an EMT or as a patient?
As an EMT.
Okay.
As an EMT. Yeah.
Good.
I was working on a patient. I get the call, but I was like, hold on a second. It's shocking again. Hold on a second. I got to take this call because I knew who it was.
Oh my gosh, that must have been so exciting.
It was.
But you
it was.
had to like.
The bad thing was, she goes, this is what she says. She goes, I got good news and bad news. And I said, oh man, what? I didn't get in? And she goes, oh no, you got in. I was like, well, shit. What's the bad news? She goes, oh, the academy starts in 2 weeks. I was like, oh, can I?
Next session.
I was like, yeah, can you put my name in for the next academy? I was like, that's rather quickly. And she goes, I can do that, but you'll have to do the entire year testing process over again. Yeah. All of it. And I was like, and it was so much, I was like, oh, F that. I was like, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Click. And then we drove across country and been here ever since.
So I do have a lot of other questions to ask, but I just found out we're having a streaming issue on my end, and I need to
address some stuff.
Text Alan. Do you guys want to talk about super chats or anything?
Whatever you want.
Down zone. I can talk about anything.
I just gotta send.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Sorry, guys.
So, let's talk about the update on. I was going to try to do a live last night when Metro updated the Tesla bombing. Of course, I couldn't figure out how to do it, and I had a little bit of a commitment. So, we found out some more stuff from him. Right? They identified who he was, right, through the DNA. So that was cool. Yep. Turns out he was on a TV show with Tim Kennedy, who is an MMA guy, right? And I love MMA. I've been following the UFC for 30 years. Tim Kennedy was in the UFC. He was a great fighter. Yep. He's also a CrossFit guy. He's a jiu-jitsu guy.
Health nut.
Yeah, he's an all-around fitness guru. He was a Green Beret. So I said in our live that I thought they misspoke, that he was attached to the Green Berets, but no, the suspect was a Green Beret. And part of his letter, they didn't release a lot of it. They only released a little excerpt. Yeah. But he mentioned about the collapse of America.
Yeah.
He didn't like the way society was handling itself now. He didn't like the way people were behaving. And he also said that he wanted to go out in a big bang, and he wanted to have I forget how he phrased it, but he did say, I wanted fireworks.
Yeah. And what a way to make it happen.
Yeah. I wanted a big exit. I wanted to make a big exit with fireworks and an explosion. And that's what he did. That's what he did. So again, and I was never trying to say he didn't want to hurt anybody else. He might have. But again, you have to look at everything in every angle possible. I was just thinking maybe he didn't want to hurt people, and that's why he did use the Tesla truck. Yeah. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he did. None of us know his mindset, right? He could be thinking anything. So maybe he didn't really want to hurt anybody. Maybe he just wanted to make a statement. We don't know if there's a link between Elon and Trump and all that. We don't know if he was in the military. We don't know who you supported. And then it really doesn't matter who you support, because you shouldn't do that in the first place. Right? I don't care if you're red or blue. That's irrelevant to me. Look, you're a good person. You're a bad person, right? Good and bad come in every color. Yep. Right? We need to remember that we're all Americans. We are one. We all bleed red. So we need to come back together as a country and realize and remember, especially if stuff starts coming our way. Yeah. With this drones and the fog and all this weird stuff that's happening, we got to stop thinking political separation and think political unity. Yeah. As Americans. Because if we have to defend this country from something, we all need to stand together. That's not the time to be divided. That's what they want. They'll do that.
It's true. Guys, I've spent all this time trying to figure out my passcode for X, and Alan's freaking out. I can't figure out my password.
See, there's always technical difficulties, people, whenever you're trying to do stuff. We're experts at technical difficulty here at LVCopsTV, are we not?
You're absolutely.
So
I'm
did you?
short-circuited right there.
See? Technical difficulties with Gonzo. Wake up.
You know,
wake up. It's a little early for us. Wake up.
When you say that military and he wanted to go out and banging fireworks, that's totally a military mindset, right? It fits, right? Like, I'm gonna go out in a flame of glory, right?
In a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he should have did it, but I understand.
Right?
Not saying he should have done it, but I understand.
Yeah.
He wanted to go out in a big way, and he did. And thank God he didn't hurt anybody. I mean, there was a couple people hospitalized, or not hospitalized, but transported. Yeah. Little scratches. You'll be fine. Yeah. He didn't kill anybody. So look, I don't agree with it.
I don't know.
He wanted to do it, and he did it. And there's no way to ever stop that. So many people are like, how is this preventable? It's not. We're human beings. A human being will always find a way to get the job done if they want it done. Yep. They will always find a way. So unless we give up every single freedom and piece of security that we have in our country, and we don't want that, it's going to happen. Yeah. Because humans. Yep. You know.
Can I read the screen? Yeah.
Yes.
It echoes when I talk, so if you can read the super chat.
Oh, I can't read it. I can't see it.
Wow, I made one of your lives. I love you guys. I went to London and was wearing my shirt.
That's
nice. Brought people people were saying how they love how you are involved in the Free Karen Read movement. And a bunch of hearts.
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. How many people do we have watching right now?
Probably 6.
Oh, push-up time.
Push-up time.
Oh my gosh.
I always joke. Yeah. People are busy. It's Saturday. What are you gonna do?
So what's your next question? Hit us with a question.
So did you happen to watch the interview about with Sean? Is it Sean?
Sean Ryan.
Yeah. I was gonna say Robert.
I watch his podcast. Yeah.
Yes.
I love his podcast.
So what are your takeaways? Do you want to give like a 90-second debrief about what that was?
I didn't. I just know the podcast.
Okay. You didn't watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get us on that podcast.
When he was talking about to that lady, that female, about future terrorism.
Oh, we could also talk about that.
Which one are you referring to?
So I thought it was very interesting. Gosh, I don't want to get you guys like demonetized for saying like crazy stuff.
Hit it.
Hit it. But I was not aware about the fact that we had some missiles come in from the southern border, and that is why now President-elect Trump had to change his flight patterns for a while, because that was the believed target.
So let me say this. Back in 2007, 8, 9, something like that, I became a ACIO, Area Command Intelligence Officer.
Okay.
Right? And my lieutenant came in and said, I want you to mark out all the MANPAD locations that could affect the airport. Okay. So that's been a few years ago. A handheld missile rocket launcher.
Right. No, right? I know. I'm thinking.
So when that came across my desk, I'm thinking, okay, so why are we doing this?
Right.
Why are we doing this? So what we know as ants is very small amount to what the queen knows, right? It trickles down. So by them knowing, I'm sure they knew those missiles were there long before they made the comment that, hey, they just crossed the border, right? So I'm sure they're prepared for anything that's going to happen, potentially, but we won't know when it's going to happen.
Something's coming.
It's inevitable.
Something's coming.
2025.
Something's coming.
Is it like, is there something like on one of those silly, no, I shouldn't say silly, but those Mayan calendars, 2025 is like a year of.
I don't care about the Mayans.
You know what's crazy is movies these days are becoming reality.
Sorry to the Mayans.
They tell us in the movies, but there's a reason. Remember all right. So when aliens first came out, right? I don't believe in aliens, but a lot of people do. When aliens first came out, the very first picture of a disc in the sky, I think, was back in like 1942 or 46. So stuff has been flying around for a long time. But with the movies in Hollywood, they desensitize you, and then they put out an alien movie, right? And then now 30 years later, you have Will Smith's movie Independence Day. You got Aliens.
Signs is the scariest
Signs,
movie that was
Stranger
ever
Things,
made.
Upside Down World. Like you have all these things, so they kind of desensitize. So remember in the 80s, if you looked up and you said that's a UFO, they were like, "Think he's crazy, get him out of here! Oh, we can put him in a white jacket."
Who
Right.
ran for president?
Right, but
said
now
he believed in him.
Right now, it's normal. Now I can go, "Hey, there's a UFO," and everybody crowds around. They go, "Yeah, look at that! Click. All right, cool. Get back to work." Like nobody. So they're desensitizing everybody.
Yeah.
So now that's why with the drones, I was cracking up when people first saw them, a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, "Oh, it's aliens." I'm thinking, aliens with flying drones that are following FAA guidelines
and blinking red lights and blue lights and stuff like that.
Why would aliens? Why would they give a shit? They're going to come in. If you're going to attack a planet, you come in and you're blacked out. You're dark. You're going to be totally camo. You're not going to see it. You're not going to want them to see you and know everything.
Technology would be able to pick
But
them up.
when the Pentagon releases a statement that says, or it goes on TV and says, they're not ours, they're not adversarial, but they're 100% not a threat. So how the fuck do you know?
Exactly.
How the fuck do you know? You're telling me they're not ours. You don't know whose they are, but they're not definitely a threat. So how the fuck do you know that? You don't. That's telling me they're ours. They're telling me it's our shit. Otherwise, you would. Otherwise, if I was the president of the United States and these drones and there are thousands of drones coming over America and I don't know whose they are, they're getting shot down. Right off the bat, they're getting shot down. So the fact that they're not shooting them down, but they're saying they're not a threat, blah blah blah, it's ours. My concern is what are they looking for? What are they spraying on us? What are they doing? Because now you got this creepy fog that's coming in. I'm starting to go down this rabbit hole of this fog that's all over the world. And it looks like snow. When you hold your flashlight up to it, it looks like snow, right? Have you seen the videos? No, it looks like snow. So this guy finally, this has been going on for about 2 weeks now. A guy collected it and he goes, "Watch this." And he had a coffee cup just like this. And he had hot coffee. And he goes, "Let's put some of this, whatever this is, in my coffee. It should melt. It's coming from fog. It's a little chilly out." He puts it in his coffee cup. It doesn't melt. He stirs it with a spoon. He pulls it out. It's sticking to the spoon. He pulls it off and he's rubbing it in his hand. Now it looks almost like a paperish kind of slime, but it's a solid.
Was this like on
his
lawn?
He was on his back porch and the fog was creeping around. So I'm thinking this stuff, I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 doctors would tell you it's good to breathe in weird shit. But we could probably find one guy that would be like, "Don't breathe this shit in because it's not good for you." Right? So why? And that's everywhere. That's in Florida. It's in Jersey. It's in New York. It's over in England. It's in Australia. What is this coming from? And what is it? So, and the one guy walking around said it smells completely like chemicals. He was walking down his yard and walking his dog down the street, and it was real foggy. And he goes, "It smells." He was holding his shirt up. He goes, "It smells like chemicals, people." He goes, "This fog shouldn't really have a smell to it." He goes, "This smells very weird." So again, I'm not starting a conspiracy. This is already out there in the world. But why and what is it? And how come we don't know about it? Why aren't, like, if I would collect it and take it to a chemist, say, "What's in this?"
I'll tell you what it is. It's a man is at home. He runs out of dishwasher solution. So he puts dishwasher soap in the dishwasher and runs it. That's what it is.
It could be that. You know what?
That's what it is.
Disregard everything I just said. Gonzo got it nailed. It's like the old Brady Bunch episode where they put too much in the washer and there's suds soap coming out all over into the kitchen, right?
I finally reposted it on my Twitter. So sorry guys for the delay. Okay.
It's all good.
Anyways, the other last thing, and then I do want to move a little bit towards the East Coast of issues. I thought it was really interesting hearing from Sean. One of the things he said about it, I heard this and I was like, man, you had me until you said invisible bombs. Like,
well,
what?
It's not necessarily that they're invisible. They just deflect the image.
So like they can go unseen
Mm-hmm.
and like X-rays.
China's been doing that for
Not
a while.
X-rays per se. Just
China and
if,
Japan.
for example, let's say a bomb is being transported or being dropped, you're not going to see it because they have image reflecting software that will do that. Now, as far as invisible to X-rays, I can tell you this. And Brian can vouch for this. Anytime that we had any new TSA guidelines when it came to X-raying, we would get these state-of-the-art systems tested at McCarran Airport. Reed, right? Now it's Reed.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Call it McCarran Airport.
So we had a Terminal 3. Well, we have a Terminal 3, and downstairs we would test all these new X-ray devices.
Yeah.
So when
Pretty cool.
something would defeat it, they would build something to beat it. So
I'm sure I can think of the company that probably does that too.
probably, but when you're saying invisible bombs, what are you referencing to? Actually completely invisible?
Yeah, they were discussing it on that podcast with the CIA girl, Sarah.
Invisible bombs. I just don't see it.
I know, and I was like,
I know they have camouflage.
Yeah.
China and Japan has mastered camouflage. Like there's you can see it on YouTube, and even maybe 10 years ago on YouTube, there's this kid. He holds up this blanket like a curtain in front of him, and now you can see right through him.
oh my God, I almost fell off.
I've done that.
We definitely would have gotten so many great views. I broke the TV.
I fell. One of the episodes I fall. I'm going down. I'm going down.
Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable.
Well, these next chairs are kind of rough.
Yeah, we definitely could use.
But yeah, no,
chairs.
it's
They're not that.
I don't know. I don't. But you can make a complete invisible bomb that go to an X-ray.
Yeah, you can camo it.
Right.
You can camo it. I don't know if you're gonna. I mean, it's almost like the Avengers when they say, "All right, let's disappear with the Hellcarrier." You can. They can do that. I mean, they have some pretty crazy stuff. The military is probably 100 years ahead of where we think.
Oh,
they think
and that's what
100 years,
I'm
not 50, probably 100.
I think like
Probably
we
100.
actually need to like look people in the like camera as someone who worked in politics and the side of law enforcement. I know things that they don't know. They know things that I don't know. And I think we're all here in agreement that the government absolutely is far more ahead than we actually think that they are, you know,
Correct. Like, well, let me ask you this, Lacey. When was the first email sent? When was the first email ever sent? When was email invented?
Wasn't it like 1999?
We'll take a guess. 1971. First email was sent. 1971 from CERN, the big Hadron Collider. CERN invented the internet. CERN invented email. CERN invented touchscreen. When was the first time you saw touchscreen? When was the first time you used touchscreen?
On your iPhone, wasn't it?
That was 2006. When was touchscreen invented?
Goddamn, Professor Brian's out. He's out today.
I mean, didn't like
Google
Al Gore
Google
invent all these things?
What?
Sorry.
I make fun of
That's funny. Al Gore is the inventor of everything.
Oh, okay. So what year was the first touchscreen? Come on.
1993.
Lacey's husband's over there. So
He's a mute.
Right. Okay. So the first
Apparently.
touchscreen was invented in 1973.
Oh my God.
So see how, like, if you read, I really dug into this one. I won't go real deep into it, but I went personally very deep into it. The German bell, right? The German bell. The Germans really perfected anti-gravity back in the late 40s and the 50s. They have a picture of the German bell. It looks like a bell and it's floating. So we've had anti-gravity stuff since the 40s and 50s. And remember, a lot of people don't remember this. I do. Do you remember what happened on 9/10? Everybody knows what happened on 9/11. Do you remember what happened on 9/10?
No.
Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld came on camera and said that the White House and the Pentagon had misplaced and cannot track $2.3 trillion. Yeah. Trillion with a T, $1 trillion. The next day, the only part of the Pentagon that got hit was where they housed the info to track that money. little coincidental to me, but whatever. So then roll camera about 4 years down the line, right? Donald Rumsfeld comes out, says it's not 2.3 trillion. It's actually more like 8 or 9 trillion. Trillion. Do you know how much you can do and you can build and how many people you can quiet for with 9 trillion?
Oh yeah.
9 trillion. You can build anything. So do you remember what Eisenhower said the day he left office? Dwight Eisenhower?
I was looking at him. I was like, he probably does.
He said, beware of the military industrial complex. They do not have your best interest at heart. So fast forward 40 years, military industrial complex, BlackRock.
This company, Ball, that creates these cans, Google them in military industrial complex, your mind will be blown.
Well, look up, just Google BlackRock and go down that rabbit hole. Because BlackRock owns pretty much everything.
You got their hands in everything.
Everything. And I mean everything. They probably bring in 10 to 20 trillion dollars a year. They're not on the Forbes 500. They're nowhere. They're silent. But if you want to know who really makes the big decisions in this country, it sure is not the president. It's more or less these type of people, right?
Yeah.
So they're making the shots. They're making the calls. Everything that you see glowing to me and flying around in space, that's all. It's man-made. There's no aliens. It's a man or it's a drone, a big one. But remember, we got $9 trillion. And then we have all the technology, right, from the Germans, Werner von Braun, who helped with the nuclear stuff.
Yeah.
So when you put all that together, everything that's flying around, glowing, all that stuff is disappearing.
So
we have that tech.
It's
It's out there. I think they're in deep space. There was a guy, Kevin McKinley from England, who hacked into NASA. Yeah, he hacked into NASA.
Was he hired?
No, he was just a hacker from England, and he hacked into NASA, and he was looking around, and he saw the spreadsheet, and it said off-world ships. Now those ships, you're gonna have to Google this too, because now it's a big rabbit hole. The Majestic 12. Okay. Those are the names of 12 people picked in the 50s to lead the alien research. The ships off-world were named after the Majestic 12.
Oh my God.
So then he saw diagrams and building, what do you call them? Building specs for these ships, blueprints. And they look like, honestly, they're like the Enterprise. They're like starships. He went deep for a year. He copied it, everything. And then one day he's looking around and he sees the cursor. He's not touching the mouse. He sees the cursor go up to the X and close, and he goes, "Oh shit, they got me! Fuck!" And he turns around and his door blows up, boom! And he's like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "All right, you got me." He's like, "I give up.
He fucked around.
But he said, the way he tells the story, it's hysterical. Because he said as soon as he saw that X, the cursor moved by itself to the X and closed it. He was like, "Oh fuck!" And the door blows in. They come and get him. But they're not releasing him back to America. He's still in England. They won't give him up. They're like, "No, we're not bringing him over here just so you can, put him in jail."
Yeah.
So he probably took, I don't know, Ed McKinley, something McKinley. But anyway, this guy, he off-world. So I think the military is so far ahead of us, and the government knows it. They just can't tell us. In my eyes, they should just tell everybody the 100% truth, so we can just move on with our lives. And all right, well, we have anti-gravity. Cool. All right, cool.
What would you do if they said, "Okay, fucking hit the button, fucking Steve's an alien"?
We keep going.
It'd be like Independence Day and be like, "I knew that person was an alien."
Yeah.
Oh, Men in Black. I knew she wasn't from Earth.
Will Smith. Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
The third grade teacher.
Yeah.
They walk amongst us. They've been walking amongst us.
Some people say that as well. Everybody has their beliefs, and I don't doubt any of them. You're allowed to believe whatever you want, because I believe what I believe. So, but I like to do my research on it, read about it, and then put the dots together. And if they add up, cool. If they don't, it's cool.
I think I know of some aliens based out of the West Coast, or East Coast rather.
Like illegal aliens or like regular aliens?
Oh,
whoa!
Sorry, too close to home for comfort. He's still waiting on his green card.
we really appreciate him.
You know
Please
why?
don't take him away.
You know why you can't play Uno at my mom and dad's house?
Why?
Because all the green cards are gone.
The mic was probably so loud on that.
You know what the Spanish word of the day is?
What is it?
Charcoal. You can't swim in the ocean because the charcoal eats you.
That's funny.
You get it?
Yeah.
A charcoal eat you.
We get it.
Sorry. Make sure you understood it.
That is funny.
Oh my God.
So anyway, yeah.
Off the rails.
Google BlackRock and just go down that rabbit hole, people. It's I'm not saying anything bad about BlackRock.
No, yeah, no. We love you.
Like, yeah, like I'm just saying there's a lot. It's more than you think. It's a lot more than it goes way, way deeper than you could possibly ever even imagine.
I see so many people who are like dying to hear us talk about Karen Reed.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's
Let's do it.
So, how did you find out about this case?
Okay, so
It was a one-man fight. Brian was against us both when he brought that in. And Steve goes, "Who's Karen Reed?" I don't know. That's not what we
Wait,
do.
you wanted it?
Okay, so my wife is watching. My wife is a big true crime buff, right?
And I love all the things you've said about her.
Emily D. Baker. She loves criminal, any jury or case, whatever. So we're at dinner one night. She's making me watch a couple minutes of the
Doesn't sound
testimony.
familiar.
And I'm like, this is a cop, and she's like, yeah, and I'm like, oh man, this guy sucks. And she's like, yeah, I didn't know they were framing her yet. She just said, I just watched Proctor first. And I'm like, man, he's saying all this stuff. I'm like, wow, that's very unprofessional, not good. Then she's like, yeah. And then the next night we're watching more, and she goes, yeah, they're framing her. And I was like, hold up.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. So now I'm like, wait a minute, they're framing an innocent person? I'm like, tell me more about this case. So then she sits down and she tells me about it. And I'm like, and she's like, you need to do this case. She's like, you did the other lieutenant, the bad lieutenant and the bad sergeant who violated this lady's rights. Mm-hmm. She goes, you did that case. She had bad cops. She goes, do this case because these are crook cops and they're trying to frame an innocent woman. And I said, you know what? You're right. We are. And we are going to do it. And we had done 83 police videos before Karen Reed. So we were established for almost a whole year. Oh yeah. Before none of us knew who Karen Reed was. And because everyone's like, oh, you're jumping on the Karen Reed bandwagon to get money and get views. No, we never were. And that's the God's honest truth. We never were. My wife tells me about it. I said, you know what, we're going to do it. I pulled Proctor's video and I timestamped it, sent it to Gonzo. I said, hey, let's do this. Mm-hmm. Went to Steve. Steve was like, who the fuck's Karen Reed?
So you were against it.
He was. Well, they were both like, because it was going to be a 2-hour video, right? We now mind you, we had 83 police videos that were all about 15-20 minutes, and then we had my Ross shooting, which was like a 45-minute video, and the 1 October, which was about a 45-minute video. But the rest were all then the bad lieutenants. That's what we had. We had 83 police review videos because that's what we do, right? We review police videos. But then I was like, why not start? These guys are dirty. Let's do some dirty cops. And this needs to be seen to the world. Yeah. Mind you, I didn't even Google who Karen Reed was. I didn't know it was even a big case. When I timestamped to send it, when we sent it to Steve, that's why Steve goes, dude, I Googled her. Who is she? Why are we doing this?
A lady out in Massachusetts. Why do we care?
Yeah. And I said, dude, they're crooked cops. Let's just do it. Right. So then we put it out. It blows up. And then we were like, wow.
Then our chat's telling us, do this.
Yeah, do this, do this guy next, do this guy next, do Jen McCabe. Like I wasn't really going to do Jen McCabe because she's not a cop. But then we were like, you know what? We got to do Jen McCabe. When I started watching, I was like, oh my God, we have to do this lady. We have to do this lady.
What a mess.
So that's how we got into it. So to dispel all the rumors that anybody out there, especially in X, saying that we jumped on the bandwagon just for subs, is 100% incorrect, because we didn't even know it would blow up, because I didn't even know who Karen Reed was when we dropped it. Mm-hmm. We didn't know. I didn't Google one. I didn't go on YouTube and see that there was anybody doing Karen Reed. Did you?
No.
Steve didn't either. That's why they didn't want to drop it. And I was like, dude, let's just drop it. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Let's drop it.
See what happens.
And it blew up. So then we started doing everybody else.
The rest of the cops.
The rest of the cops. Because it's a gold mine. You got all these dumb cops doing dumbass shit. We were like, we got to do this. This is like, yeah, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we, good cops, expose what we think is bad cops, right? Like, and the world needs to see that. The world deserves to know that there's a lot of great cops out there, a ton. Like 95% of them are great, but there's a few that are really bad. So why shouldn't we expose them to the world?
Handle your shit.
Handle your business.
Handle your business.
Yeah. Handle your business, people.
My parents are like, of course, yeah, they put a curse word in there. It's the Lacey way.
So what do
you put that video up, went
Proctor was the first one.
and people ate it up, and
I like the fact a lot of the comments were
that you were
They're-
cops.
ex-law enforcement saying what's on their minds.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And that's what stood out to me the most.
That's what
Yeah.
made me contact you guys.
And you know, some of the comments is, you know, this place is just so corrupt. And Brian and I are looking at it, how corrupt could it be?
Ugh,
Right?
Yeah, because we're used to Vegas, right?
Right.
We're used to what you
the
saw.
best of the best.
Right. You're used to what you saw on the sheriff's interview, right? The press release.
Yeah.
Right. We're used to top-notch police work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we saw this, I was like, this is bullshit. I'm like, this is getting worse and worse.
Mhm.
And you can tell Gonzo and I were listening to the subs at the time. Had Gonzo and I been smart, which clearly we're not that smart, we would have actually done Mulaney and Seraph first, right? Because they were the guys who were the first ones at the scene.
Yep.
We did the last guy. We actually did it completely ass backwards, people. And that, if that doesn't tell you, we didn't know, first off, what we were really doing. Second off, that we still didn't know exactly who Karen Reed was, and we didn't know she was a big deal. I honestly had no idea she was a big deal.
Yeah.
We had no idea.
Yeah.
You could have told me she had 10 people fighting for her or 10 million, and I would have believed either, because I didn't know who she was. Sorry, Karen, I didn't know who she was. Yeah. But I can't, in good faith, watch these cops try to put an innocent woman, you know, behind bars. That's
No,
not cool.
what's happening is it makes you realize this could be you.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was,
This could be you. Yep, 100%.
and then it makes you terrified. Who else
Who else?
Who is
has
in prison
it
that's
happened
innocent?
to?
Is there anybody innocent sitting in prison?
From the dog warden to the judges,
Ugh.
the nepotism, the
Oh, let's see. Now you're using big words now. I'm going to take that as a sign of disrespect for
oh,
G here.
oh my god!
I just thought
Don't worry about
He's like, "Oh, you're gonna move," under his breath, like
it.
speaking
Teasing?
Spanish.
What?
so. You know,
Queso.
the interesting thing is what you're saying is, you know, the problem they have is when there's departments that have family members and generations of police officers in the
Yeah.
family,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And you got the Bryans that think that they run the show over there because, hey, do you know who I am? Right.
Yeah.
That's all.
Just stare at
Not
you.
me, Brian Albert.
Right. So that, yeah,
Spelled differently as well.
So
It's spelled differently.
that in itself has a lot of weight,
Yeah.
right? You don't want to be a snitch, right?
Yeah.
Snitches
No.
get
Yeah.
stitches.
Snitches get stitches. Yeah. You don't want to do that. But
I think in
we also
Boston they
can't.
get shot and put under
Yeah.
cement.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And
For
then,
sure.
you know, and between the people on X and YouTube, there's, you know, the haters of not really hating on us, but just hating on Karen, saying, well, you know,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But again, we've been there, done that. You're going to tell me that even if she did hit him, and like I said, I don't give a shit if she did. Even if she did hit him with the car, it's not going to kill him. It's not going to
Dude,
give him the injuries that he sustained at 24 miles an hour, especially when the car, and they've already testified that the car basically hit right here, his shoulder and his arm. I'm sorry. It's not going to kill him. But then you got all the cops with all these lies and inconsistencies.
Inverted videos.
Inverted videos. They're trying to trick people. They're tearing up their
Collection of-
phones the day
collection of
before.
evidence.
The collection of evidence. Come on,
There is
man. Like
no-
how bad does it got? That's why we kept going. Like how bad does this shitstorm
It
get?
just keeps
And
getting
it keeps
worse.
yeah. And then you
worse
got
and
the
worse.
guy with the picking up the blood in the damn
Oh,
solo
the
cups.
solo cups and the save right
Oh
or
my
You know,
God.
shop.
my favorite person that we did was Lucky.
Lucky,
Soap
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Well, you
I
did
like
that one
that.
on your own, yeah.
He was
that
such a genuine
Yeah.
dude.
He
Yeah.
was.
And you told everybody out there in the real world, people that have never testified in court, it's very easy to go to court because you just tell the truth. It is so
Yeah.
easy. It's actually kind of fun in court.
Yeah.
You just tell the truth. You remember the story. You tell the.
That's why
tell the truth.
Jen struggled the entire time. Is so confrontational.
Well, once you start lying, you really have to think about what you would say.
Yeah.
because it's not what. Shit, lost my train of thought, dude.
It's not
It-
just what
we were talking about being in
court.
court.
Oh, not what you said. It's what everybody else said.
Right.
To keep it in
Yeah.
flow.
And then you got to remember all that shit.
Yeah.
And then they ask you. That's why I love it when they ask a question and they're just like, you know, inside they're going to be like, yeah, this is going to be sustained. Sustained. Thank you, Bev. And then they just look back over like, I ain't gonna answer that.
Yep.
But I love it with the one when she goes, "Oh, she can answer that," and Jen
Jen goes,
McCabe, she's
"What?"
like, she looks at her like, "Holy fuck!" And then she rolls her
Please,
eyes.
no.
She rolls her eyes, and then she looks at the camera because I had G play it in slow mo for all of you, so we could really capture that moment.
Yep.
Because that was a special moment. That was a oh shit moment.
It's much like
Yeah. Yep.
and
So-
then twirling with her hair. I mean, just
Yeah. All that was missing was her chomping the gum. That's all that was missing. But
Would have been good at it.
we went into it blind. We did.
We really did go
and
into it.
that's the way to
100%
go
blind.
into it.
Yeah. And like I tell people, like, look, we're still a police channel. We love Karen Reed. We're going to help Karen Reed as much as possible. But we still have we do police videos. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So we will continue to do them. If people like us and they want to ride with us and all of our crazy stuff, that's awesome. If they only want to watch Karen Reed with us, that's cool too. I'm not a ball
We
breaker.
don't
you know what I mean?
discriminate.
We don't discriminate.
They're going to be here after Karen Reed. I mean, it's a fact.
Well, we were here before Karen. We'll be here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I started spaces talking about geopolitical issues. That's something that means a lot to me.
Right.
And I've been a huge advocate for the country of Israel. And that's where I got my start. So you'll see in our my spaces on Karen Reed, these people from Israel, like, who is Karen Reed?
Yeah.
And then they're like, this is a book, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's stranger.
It's worldwide.
It was, yeah. But even here in Vegas, like I've asked a bunch of people, like, do you know who Karen Reed is? And they're like, nope, they have no idea. But Vegas is a very different kind of city.
Yeah.
Most people don't give a crap about stuff here in Vegas. Like they just mind their business. They go to work, they go to the gym, they go home.
Yep.
They don't care about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Selfish.
Yeah. And they just don't want to get involved. It's very weird.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but for trial number 2, I'm going
Nice.
out there, and a girlfriend and I have an Airbnb, and I'm super pumped about it. And Aiden was like, I hope you're not expecting to get into the courtroom.
That's what
I was like,
say.
no.
Is this going to be
But
closed?
that's sweet. No, you
It's
have to
small
be.
amount. People are going to be.
You have to be invited,
So
Aval, and
handpicked.
it's like,
Probably be mostly family anyway.
I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I am someone, I actually watched the trial. I missed the first week because I was in Vegas for my birthday.
Mhm.
So I came in right when I want to say like Allie McCabe began testifying. So I had to go back and watch things.
Right.
But I made my decision. Hope your Airbnb isn't above a pizza shop. Is it a mediocre pizza shop that makes what does he say? Like, okay, chicken parm.
Yeah.
Chicken parm Charlie.
Are you guys going to have a host? You're going to have a host?
Wait, what?
I guess they have Airbnbs now that have a host, meaning the person stays there
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Live with you?
And I was like, who the hell would want that?
No.
If I rent a house, I don't want the homeowner like hosting me in his house. Like, dude, that's weird. Yeah.
A true crime girl you're talking to.
Yeah.
The
and
last
yeah.
thing
Host, so
I'm
you
going
can
to
kill
do-
me while I'm
Yeah.
sleeping, or you could try to do weird stuff to me and my kids and my family. Like, hell no.
Every room is cameras.
Camera day. Like, that's so weird, but it's a thing now. I saw it.
Yeah, no.
Ugh. People are weird.
So yeah, we are I'm gonna be out there, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've been able to, since I started my spaces, like I said, I started with a whole different topic, and then I moved into true crime because
Right.
Alan, who helps, he's my manager, a good friend, and he was like, why aren't you doing true crime? There's no one else doing what you're doing
Yeah.
Right.
on that platform. And so I've created my own show. I do it every Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. And it has been so much fun. I came out of the blue to a lot of people, but I had watched the entire trial. Ask my husband. I mean, every single minute.
It's amazing how much time it takes out of your day to review a video or
Mhm.
watch a video
Yep.
or watch a court case and try to pick up the mistakes, try to pick up the the tells of when they're lying and when not lying, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of research to nail down those videos.
And you have to pay attention to them.
Yeah.
Like as far as us as cops,
Right.
like I'm watching how they look, everything about them. Like that's why sometimes when G and I are doing a video, you'll see me look in because I want to get close. I want to see their facial expressions. You know what I mean? So it gets tiring sometimes. Yeah.
It's so I went about the trial watching it through YouTube on Law and Crime, and then I rewatched it with analysis after the trial was over.
LVCopsTV, I hope.
So
We give good analysis too, Lacey, you know.
oh my gosh.
She's going to stay here and not say she watches one LVCopsTV. Gonzo.
I've never heard of them.
How do you that word?
Analytical?
Yeah, don't let me get analytical with you.
Analytical?
Analytical.
I mean, I did pick him up. He was hitchhiking. So I just ended up on this stream today. I have no idea where I am. Someone please help.
Third seat.
Steve, pass me that rag handkerchief, please, with that stuff on it.
Yeah, the short form.
Thank you.
Oh, that was.
Oh, and her husband just went to sleep.
So where were we going with this?
Frankie's
You're
out.
watching videos.
Yeah, just it was good to watch it on my own without the commentary, and then go back and watch the commentary and have people point things out, because I do watch things at 1.25 or 1.5 speed. That's the way. I'm not a Gen Xer. I'm actually a millennial, but that's the way my brain works now. And I get ticked off watching Netflix, and I can't watch it faster.
Now you want to watch everything at high speed?
Yeah.
You know, something funny is I didn't even know you could do that.
Until right now?
Yeah. So I'm like, I've watched like 2 hour, 2.5, 4 hour videos, and you're telling me, Steve's like, yeah, you can watch them at double the speed. I'm like, you tell me this now after I've watched like 500 videos? Wasted
It changes your
hundreds
life.
hours of my life. Like I could have watched it faster. So now that's what I do if I'm reviewing a video for our channel.
Yeah.
Usually double speed for me.
So, I mean, when you guys did the Proctor video, then you kept going. Who was the first, I guess I would say, Karen Reed influencer who reached out to you guys and were like, hey, I like what you have to say? Microdot.
I was to say Steve would probably know that. Yeah, microdots. Sean, microdots, and there's one more. Was it Maz? Oh, Young Jerks.
Crawford.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Young Jerks. It wasn't Maz. We did do Maz Media after that, but yeah, it was Young Jerks. Yeah, they all reached out to us pretty quick.
Microdots is
amazing.
He's awesome.
I mean,
amazing.
Yeah,
just
amazing videos.
I think Microdots needs to run for president.
Yeah.
I think that yes, I do want you to follow me on Twitter, please, because I have a lot to tell you, Microdots. if they are watching. Yeah. So kind of boosted from there. And then tell me what it was like when you got a phone call saying, hey, would you be interested in coming out to Massachusetts for a little shindig?
Well, a lot of that was behind the scenes.
Again,
with
that was Steve. Yeah.
We really didn't know.
Yeah.
Until it was happening. He kept that
Yeah.
on his own.
I got an email from Kelly Reed.
Yeah.
Who had popped up in the chat. And again, we came into this not knowing the characters.
Right.
I know it's real life, but it seemed like characters. So Kelly Reed that's her cousin. Like, okay, maybe. I don't
we
know.
even questioned that, right?
And then we got an email. So I got the email, and by then we knew Microdots and Mike and some other. I didn't email Sean, but I'm like, hey, I got this email. Is this legit or what? They're like, yeah, that's her cousin. This is legit. You guys should come. So then I went to these guys. I'm like, hey, we're invited to this fundraiser for Karen Reed. And they're like, we got to go.
Yeah.
We got to go. So we went, and it was incredible.
I was so happy. That was, what day did you guys end up flying out?
Friday, wasn't it?
We flew in on a Friday and left on a Sunday.
I had confirmed on Thursday with Steve having you guys or doing a show together. And then that Sunday you guys did something with Brian
Brian from
BLT.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
I was like, Brian, you're never gonna believe this. I'm also gonna do something with them, but I totally am not ripping off of you.
No.
We had confirmed it like
Yeah.
right before you guys left. And I was so happy to see you guys there. I know it was quite
It was quick.
a quick trip.
Yeah, it was.
The time change is never easy going to the East Coast.
Yep.
And then I know there were a lot of people that were upset about it at the time. I think people have moved on. Not about you guys.
No. I get what you're saying.
It's like a wedding. You can't, you have to cut the list.
Yeah.
And my husband and I eloped. We highly recommend it. But
Did you guys get married here in Vegas?
no. My brilliant husband thought that all we had to do was go to a chapel and we would not have to go get a marriage license.
Did you need a license, Frankie?
Apparently you did.
Apparently you did.
Apparently you did.
All right.
It's not like The Hangover where you don't get hitched and it's a done deal.
Right.
Yeah, there's
That's
a
not-
bit more planning involved.
Yeah. A little bit more of a process.
So we ended up getting married in Montego Bay, Jamaica,
Oh,
at
cool.
the Sandals Resort.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
And we honeymooned there, and Hurricane Ian hit.
Nice. Oh, geez.
You were there.
So it started
and
back
that
then.
Thing happens.
I got strep the morning after our wedding.
Not my fault.
No,
Wow.
not my husband's fault.
Wow.
He is right.
Did that again?
Yep, he is right. He is right.
Oh,
There's an echo.
that's twice. That's twice you were right,
Anyways.
man.
I'm back in one.
It'd be another 10 years before you're right again.
So what do you think, personally, you guys, what do you think happened at 34 Fairview?
He got worked in the basement,
Okay.
and I think that definitely Chloe was involved.
Yep.
And he got whacked in the back of the head with a weight.
Something, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Something happened in that basement.
either dragged or carried out of the back to the front.
Yeah.
Okay. But had they gone into that room, into that house
To the basement.
properly
Properly. Yeah, properly.
and discovered evidence with open eyes, not closed eyes, because
Yep,
if they're all
plain-
corrupt, they're not going to say what they see.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Plain view, yeah.
That rookie cop should win in the house because he's not.
Well, he
there
did. He
to-
went in. He should have just went past the foyer. He
Oh,
should
yeah.
have. They should have cleared the house.
Yeah.
up,
So
down,
you
every
you
room.
clear the house, and with Metro, we do it. We've done it 1,000 times because even on a domestic, we're gonna go
worst.
if it's just the two of us and it's just you two. Hey, what's going on? Hey, you stand right there, sir. I'll be right back. And you just kind of walk through because you don't want any surprises. I mean, what if there's a guy in the next room with a gun waiting there for you? So you just walk through the house real quick. You're not looking for anything. I'm not looking for dope. No, just looking to make sure no one's there.
Yeah.
And you do it in 30 seconds. You just walk around real
Yeah.
quick. So but we have a lot more with this case that should have led them that they should have felt an urgency to get inside the house, and there was none, and we all know why.
Because there was too much time. All of them were together discussing
Correct.
the story. There was too much
Yeah.
time there was too many groups at a time, right? At this date, on this date, on this date.
Yeah.
It all seemed to me that every time that there was an incident that they all got together and they all discussed what happened
Right.
and how they can revise their stories
Yeah.
to make it work.
Because you're going to have somebody who's the leader, right? You need, and to me personally, I think it's probably Brian Albert.
I think it's Brian Albert as well.
He looks the part, like a movie part, right? he
Like he wrote the script.
when I look at this guy and the way he answers and the way he speaks and the way he holds himself,
He's a godfather.
he looks like a pretty hard dude.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he ain't no punk.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's not. He's not a punk. He's a hard dude and he means business. And I think when they're doing stuff, whether John knew about something dirty that was happening on the police force,
Do you think that might have
or
been it?
whether it was between Higgins and Karen and the text messages. I mean, could have there been a love triangle? Sure. You know, could have been some dirty cops that were found out and now Officer O'Keefe was going to go tell them. Maybe. There could have been a lot of things. I don't think we'll ever honestly really know.
I don't think so
We'll never know
either.
the real truth.
Everyone
now-
in here is all about Brian being evil.
Yeah, now you just want, so you're not, we're probably not going to get the truth. And I
No.
hate to say that, but again, it's the truth.
I agree.
We're not going to get it. But now we want justice, right? So now we're not going to get the truth, most likely. Let's at least get justice. Let's accomplish something from this case. So Karen get freed, right? Because she's innocent. So let's make sure she doesn't go to jail, right? I've said this
Absolutely.
1,000 times. I'd rather let a guilty person free
Yep.
than put an innocent person in jail.
Yep.
And then let's handle with the cops. Now the cops already got a lot of discipline, right? In the lines of minor suspensions and major suspensions.
3 days of
Right. And I explained that in one of our videos, and I'll explain it very quickly here. It's not just 3-day vacation. Okay. Here in Metro, again, it's here, but I'm pretty sure it's probably around the country. Minor suspension, anything 32 hours and under is a minor suspension. Anything over 32 is a major suspension. But when you get a major suspension, it's 5 years. You're going to get 4 days off, but for 5 years, you can't do anything. You can't promote. You can't test for anything. You can't leave your assignment that you're at for 5 years. Minor suspensions, 3 years. So they're not just getting a vacation. They're having to burn some time, but they're also stuck where they're at. Now, will that piss them off or hurt them in any way? Who knows? We don't know.
And the thing is that they can't fire anybody because that's just going to make them look even worse.
Right. Now, if the FBI comes around and finds out, like, and then perjury, a lot of people in the comments said, how come they don't go after perjury? Perjury is hard to prove.
Mm-hmm.
Judges shy away from it. There's really not a penalty for it. It's really just a misdemeanor. Yeah. So even though you commit perjury, they're not really going to go after you that hard for that, especially the cops. So that's why they're not going to go after them for that. It's hard to prove. So I don't know, when I look at the totality of everything in this case, from start to finish, how they arrived at the scene, the text messages, everything before, it leads me to believe that Officer O'Keefe was directed to that house via text, right? Where you at? Where you at? Right? Why am I going to text you to 12:30? Where you at? Where you at?
Especially when you just said, "Are you coming over?" He said, "Yeah."
Yeah. Where you at? Where you at? That's a sense of like urgency. Yes.
Yeah.
I really want to know where you're at, Lacey. Right. So I'm asking you twice. Where you at? Where you at? He gets there. I think something happened in that house. Something happened in the house.
Okay.
I think words were exchanged. Whatever. Maybe he told them what, and remind that they're all drunk, right? Everyone. I won't say drunk.
Not
everyone's
just tipsy.
intoxicated.
They are drunk.
Correct. Everybody is intoxicated. So at different levels, but everyone's intoxicated. So we all know that alcohol fuels a fire. It rarely leads anything good. Yeah. So now you have a bunch of drunk people or intoxicated people now, and you got cops, right? You got a bunch of alpha males in the room. Things can get heated very quickly.
Talking about women too.
Talking about women.
Oh man.
Talking about maybe about being possibly crooked or something.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to get heated very, very quickly. So fight ensues, right? Or as we say in Ireland, a Brannigan.
A Brannigan?
For everyone in Ireland, a Brannigan ensues.
But
and the fight
you're
starts.
Mexican.
Mm-hmm. I can speak multiple languages.
Yeah, he's bilingual.
I don't believe
or
it.
Trilingual. Or whatever you would call it. I don't know. I just made that up.
You guys kind of left me hanging there.
Can
like
you be trilingual? What would be four?
Quadlingual.
They were going with it earlier. If you're just now tuning in.
So I think something happened, right? A fight ensued.
Yeah.
In that fight, the dog bit Officer O'Keefe's arm.
Kept biting him.
Kept biting him because that's not from the car.
No.
That's not from the car.
Isn't.
It's not from the car, people. It's not. I don't care what any expert says. Then your expert's an idiot. That's not from a car. The dog, and then Lucky, the body, I think, yeah, like Gonzo said, because we've talked about it. I think I think he was beat to death in that house,
Hey,
and they either
Steve,
drug him out or carried him out.
can I have the Frappuccino? I finished my Coke.
You know what I mean?
I-
So that's what because we've talked about it, and being there when we were there.
Oh yeah, you saw it in person.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they probably carried him out and not drag him out. And here's why: dragging will leave a much more of a trail than just carrying somebody. Cover up the footprints pretty easy. It's snowing outside too, right? That's what we think. That's what I think happened. Now, and I'm not saying that Karen maybe they were in a domestic that night. And people can argue. People argue all the time. Maybe she did get mad. Maybe she did back up and go. Maybe he threw the glass at the car. No, again, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
so he threw a glass at a car. Maybe they're
drunk and
mad.
dumb.
Right, drunk and dumb. We've all done dumb stuff. People have broken stuff. So he throws a glass at the car, and then she backs up and hits him. Is it the crime of the century? It is what it is, right? But is that enough to kill him? That's what we have to go by. We have to go by what the police totality, right? What did the cops do, and what does the evidence tell us? Yeah. Whether it's be from Karen or the Alberts, the house, wherever, right? So that's why I said the totality of the circumstances in the entire case. To me, I think he was beat to death and brought outside.
I came across a graphic one time. It was from the Traffic Bureau of Accidents, something like that. Forward impact of a person going 20 miles an hour. Survival rate is like 90%.
Yeah.
Okay. The 10%, probably got dragged under and ran over or whatever the case.
Right. And it's how you hit if you hit your head.
Right. But it's also the angle, right?
Yep.
And the part of the body.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So by his impact of that vehicle, where he was hit,
right,
the speed, that's almost like 100% survivability.
Because it's
just not going to cause that.
It's not
damage.
No.
Right.
No, it's not.
So I'm putting out a video. Well, we're going to be putting a video hopefully out today, going over the dog bite expert, and I got some graphics in there that are pretty interesting. That'll make you wonder, how could this not have been those marks in court to begin with? Why wasn't it allowed in the beginning? You know what I'm saying? Because
they're steering the dance. They're steering it. That's why Aunt Bev is only letting in the certain questions, and she's sustaining everything else. Did you see the updates earlier? That they said that now they're not going to let the Google search for house long to die in cold at 227. It says that now it's not there. So, and everyone's like, "Oh, what are you going to do? You people, you Karen Reed freaks. Now what are you going to do?" First off, it was already said in court that it was there.
It's in court records.
Yeah, it's in court records. And now all of a sudden it's gone and everyone's like, "Oh, we got you." How is that you got your moment? This is ridiculous.
It smells like more cover.
It smells more like, they're deleting more stuff like they did before. If it's already out and documented, and then you're going to say, "Oh, well, we deleted it. Now it didn't exist." Oh my gosh.
You did what?
Like, are you
fucking
kidding me?
Please?
Yeah. Hey, look, I know we Googled it this day, but this says we didn't now, so we didn't.
Yeah.
And guess what? Even if maybe she didn't, who gives a shit? Again, where does the facts and evidence take us to?
Yeah.
You still have Officer O'Keefe's body there, right? So even if she didn't Google that at 227, it doesn't change anything.
I agree.
In the case.
I agree.
I the only thing that I would mention, because this is spot on with how I'm tracking this, I thought I believe is a microdots video showing, or just a image showing, like, if he had fallen after being hit from the vehicle at that time, he would have had snow, like, you know what I'm talking about? The image. I'm sure someone's gonna.
So if it happened at a certain time, there should have been snow underneath him instead of grass.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And when they pulled him up, that was not the case, and so it would appear as though he was put out there.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I bet this was just a horrible accident. Not so much being hit with a bar upside the head and having blunt force trauma. But I think things just went terribly wrong. And
do you think Higgins was talking shit to Brian about Karen and things got heated up and then they started fighting?
Are you saying that the fight ensued, but they didn't mean to kill him? Is that what you're thinking?
I mean, yeah,
That's definitely it could be a
I
possibility.
don't think that anyone meant to die.
It could be a possibility.
Listen,
Coming-
when you have alcohol in your system,
Yeah.
okay, your rational thinking is out the door,
Shoo.
right? So when you get in a fight, I'm telling you what, if Brian's in a fight, I'm gonna jump in the fight with him,
Right.
right? So
Mama bear and Papa bear,
Higgins
same.
was in a fight with Brian and
Started to
everybody else,
lose. What if he started to
everybody
lose
started to
too?
jump in, right?
Yeah.
And that's maybe that could be what happened. And they just kept going, and somebody
Yeah.
decided to hit him in the back of the head, and that was the one that ended it.
What about Colin's knuckles, though?
I saw that too. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
What about Colin's
He might have
knuckles?
got some shots in there
He might
too.
very well. Yeah. We'll never know.
No.
We'll never know.
And we have to accept that. And it's it's always the people on Twitter. I'm not even gonna mention any names, but the people that make it so that you can't tweet them back, but they want to talk shit.
Oh yeah, keyboard warrior. You?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's, and I'm sure everyone can
Just ignore him.
figure out
Just
Sticks
ignore
and
him.
stones.
A
Yeah, who
specific
cares?
person.
Don't waste your time with those
and
people.
it's just like, why are you even bothering? You just want a one-sided argument. Like, you don't want an argument
Yeah.
because you know you're wrong.
Yeah.
And if you can't have a civilized discussion, if you can't be open to other people's opinions, get off the internet.
Yeah.
Get off.
Yeah,
the internet.
and there's no reason you got to be crazy and rude about it and
No.
mean. And I respect everybody's opinion. We could be the exact opposite, but I'll still respect you as a person, and we can still do business. That's how you have to be. You can't take everything so personal.
That's being in politics.
Yeah, it's
Just
not.
you gotta.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I genuinely believe both sides want good things.
Of course.
And they just go about it different ways.
Yeah.
And so I always keep that perspective in mind. And I've used that towards a lot of different things. And this case has definitely tested my my patience at times. But
let me say this: when I was watching this video of Proctor, everything, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking to myself, how could anybody else think otherwise? How could they think that she actually did this when just looking at it, like, it just does not make any sense how they could be haters out there.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
No. I think a lot of it's family, friends, bots, who knows? Some people, I had this one person who left me literally like a 10-page comment on YouTube with everything that made Karen guilty. And I'm like, first off, you really think I'm going to read all this? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I love answering comments. Everybody knows I love answering comments, but you leave me a 10-pager. Sorry, man, I ain't doing it. Not only that, but in like 10 videos, this person sent 86 comments, all negative. So I was like, sorry, bro, time to go. You got to go. I don't have time for this bullshit. And for you to sit there and just bash on people. Yeah, because you're just bashing on people. You have to be open-minded. And if people don't agree with you, it's okay.
Yeah.
You can still be civil about it.
Right.
Can't read it 2x speed either.
No, you can't.
No.
That would be great if we could have comments read aloud at 2 times speed.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
That
nice?
would be nice.
That'd be a lot smarter.
YouTube, hello,
Get on it.
please, thank
Yeah.
you.
Kill your haters with kindness. Trust me.
I am
what I do.
civil.
Trust me, I've been there those days where I'm not exactly in the best mood, and I see a YouTube comment, and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker here. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like,
Thank you, sir.
I save
I go
mine as
back,
a draft.
delete. Thank you, sir.
Best one was Brandy Church. Well, I had posted well, if you don't want to listen to XYZ, Brandy Churchwell provided a very good analysis on her broadcast. And this person responded back, I'd rather stick a fork in my eye, for which Brandy responded, I'd rather you do that to yourself too.
Both guys, can't watch YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandy. She's awesome. Also, The Glare is going to be on my X show this Thursday from
Nice.
He's such a
7.
good guy.
I'm really excited.
Super producer, life full of experiences.
Yeah.
Life full of experiences.
He's a good dude.
He's going to be on 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern and talking about his experiences in the YouTube world.
Mhm.
Also, Karen Reed and I guess I would love to ask you guys what do you expect to see this trial? Overall,
Well,
or in general, like be as specific or as broad as you would like.
Listen, I'm not an attorney, but I would like to see Auntie Bev let the attorneys ask the questions without so many sustains, right? They're gonna. Oh, can you ask it a different way? It's gonna, like you said, it's gonna be the same question.
Same answer.
Just answer it, right?
Yeah.
But I would like to see if all the prior police law enforcement that went on stand are welcome back to be on the stand. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's going to be like a comical shit show if it even gets there. If it gets to trial, to me, I don't understand how it's going to get to trial. Anybody who sees everything, I just don't see it. I don't see it. And there's a ton of cops that are right with us.
Yeah,
they're starting to come out now.
But the CW is married to it, man. They have to.
So now you're going to take everybody's testimonies.
They want to
more
die on
money.
this hill.
Right. And now you're going to, so what about everybody's testimony in the previous trial? So that's going to be going to be entered into court. It's going to be, it has to be allowed. So now what are they going to do? Change their stories?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They did it before.
So now if they change their stories again, are more people going to be like, oh, see, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Lies are lies. They tried her. She was not guilty. Or it was not guilty. It was a hung jury, but still, whatever, man. I just don't see how they're even going to pull it off.
What do you think?
I think it was more of a scare tactic, bringing in that big name lawyer to scare everybody. But the evidence doesn't change. Evidence doesn't change. So how are they gonna spin it this time?
And it's interesting you say that. Before I answer, do you guys think that Lally's going to be allowed to talk at all?
Did you see him passing the papers over to his attorney?
He's like sharpening pencils.
Yeah. He's like a fish out of water right now. I don't think.
Oh my God.
LVCop is not going to do anything.
It's so
it's
embarrassing.
Like when that girl said, "Objection, Your Honor," and we're like, "Who the hell was that?"
Who said that?
Right?
Yeah.
That's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
He's not going to be participating in this besides just handing the papers over. That's what I think.
Well, who's going to be the judge?
Bev's going to be the judge.
Yeah.
It's going to be Bev again?
Yeah. She's not recused.
Exactly.
Gee, how did that happen?
Yeah. Well, she's married to it too.
How did that happen? So she gets to be the judge twice?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, must be nice. I wonder how much she paid or who she got pictures of to get that.
I have never felt so blessed to not live in Massachusetts. I love my policemen where I live. I love Metro Police. You can ask my husband, you can ask my friends whenever I'm in public. I always say thank you. Thank you so much for what you do. I think you guys, if you're enjoying the show today and you want to show some love for law enforcement, pass it forward somehow. And I just kind of went off on a thing there.
That's right.
But what I think is going to happen is I think we are going to see more, I hate to say it, but tomfuckery
Oh yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I think that how in the world are we going to find jurors who have not heard about this case? Are they without internet? Like,
Yeah.
are they?
They're in bedrock. Hanging out with Fred Flintstone.
Like walking in their cars
Yeah,
to
it's gonna be
work.
hard to find somebody that doesn't know about this case. Well, maybe they come out here and pick Vegas.
But let me say this. I correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. Maybe you too. But the average age of people that are watching Karen Reed are in like 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have access to the YouTubes as much or
To the
social media.
YouTubes.
You know, social media.
You're so sweet. You're so sweet, little man.
But you know what I'm saying? And they don't get the notifications and the word of mouth when it comes to that. So I think that might be an avenue where she would actually blow up if it was more in the news, you know, like basic news. But
Yeah.
it won't be. It won't be.
I'm genuinely concerned. You know, I believe in the criminal justice system, but Massachusetts has really has really tried my.
It's tough.
They've had 3 critical incidents real quick.
Yeah, it's tough. You keep messing up. That's a problem.
And messing up big.
That's a problem. Yeah.
This
That's
a
Sander
problem. Big
Birchmore
problem, yeah.
is just like
Check.
Oh yeah.
because
like a movie.
we have the Explorers program. We have always found it to be very helpful.
Right.
I don't think one Explorers program should ruin all of the Explorers programs.
Correct.
But I think we need to know, as you know, I'm speaking on behalf of parents, and I have a very sassy Siamese, a French Bulldog, a teacup Yorkie, and a Maltese. So those are my kids and my husband. Yeah, okay.
Most of us are.
But we need to know who our kids are around. We need to make sure that their mentors are people that we would actually want them to be around. And I think that's half the problem. The parents don't take the time to look into that.
Right.
Parents aren't raising kids anymore.
No,
Correct.
and they're expecting teachers to do it. And then it falls on the teachers, and no wonder teachers are also burning out at a remarkable rate like cops are.
Yeah.
After COVID.
You don't expect to get beat up in your classroom.
Oh, I did.
You know what I'm saying?
I worked with extreme mentally disturbed middle schoolers, and finally Frankie was like, "You don't get paid enough to be beat up every day." And I had a really bad beating once, and my doctor was like, "You could have lost your ability to have kids." Found out we couldn't have kids later, so but it was that at that point.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, no, you had fun."
Did you ever think about beating up your teacher?
I went to Catholic school. I got my ass kicked by the nuns.
Exactly.
They didn't mess around.
Exactly.
Just by my ear.
Yeah. Hands on the desk, and they come out with the
Ruler.
yardstick. Whack.
Every teacher had a yardstick.
Absolutely.
That was the attitude check.
Brothers beat our
Yeah.
butts, and then they called your house and told them that you were being disrespectful to your parents. When you got home, you got your ass kicked by your parents.
Yep.
Nowadays, these kids are punching teachers. Teachers are punching the kid back, and the teacher's going to jail. And the kid's good. Like to me, that is unacceptable. 100%.
Yep.
If a student puts a hand on a teacher, the teacher should be able to whoop that kid's ass, and then it should be it's the kid's problem, not the teacher's.
Yeah.
But now it's completely changed the world.
Bass ass awkward, buddy.
Don't even get me started on the
Oh,
school system in here.
We have a lot of viewers. Thanks, you guys. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit that badoosh,
Badoosh that like
the
button.
like button.
You don't have that drink with Celsius. Thank you, sir.
And
Hydrate. What do you drink?
on Twitter, that is my handle. And make sure to subscribe here. They just hit 12,000. So can we get some like hearts and claps in the chat for them, because that is so baller. I'm really excited to be here, especially for the 100th episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that smells good.
That's it.
What is that?
Go ahead.
Celsius. 42% pure.
I'm getting.
42 proof.
I'm just making sure. Oh, my doctor said I did need to take this riboflavin.
Yeah, we all need
Riboflavin?
vitamin D.
Is that what that is?
It's a mixture of meth and cocaine.
It's a
Hey.
derivative.
I know about that story.
Hey,
And
can we say
your-
that on TV or camera or whatever? YouTube's.
The
YouTubes.
YouTubes.
Oh,
The
when I got
YouTubes.
drugged, yeah, that's crazy.
His bladder almost popping.
Exploded, yeah,
Oh my-
almost
Oh.
500 cc's. So
What do you think?
that sucked. Oh, you know what I
delicious.
forgot to say in that story? I had to wear a catheter for 7 days, man, which was actually nice because I never had to get up to pee. Never had to get out of bed to pee.
The bright side,
The bright side. The downside, I had a bag taped to my leg for a week.
like a colostomy bag. My dad went
Mhm.
through colorectal cancer, and
Yep.
please go
Sucked.
get checked if you are 45 years. That's
Yep.
also something my
Fit
husband and I are
45,
very
50. Yep.
passionate about talking. Everyone
Yep.
hates to talk about poop, but we guys got to go get your
Shit happens.
Shit happens. Shit happens.
got to go get the
Mm. And then
col-
got to get colonoscopy.
colonoscopies.
Yeah, I had one 2 years ago.
Colonoscopies.
Best sleep I had in years. Oh, I didn't want it. They were like, wake up, and I was like, fuck you, get away from me. I'm
I was
sleeping,
like-
man. I'm sleeping. I'm in the zone, son. Like, you don't wake me up that sleep.
The propofol and fentanyl. You're like, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get why people
I just
do
wanted
drugs.
I don't sleep well, so I had amazing sleep. So can I do this? Can we do this every night?
20 more minutes.
Yeah.
please.
No shit.
Anyways, as far as what I think happened, because I don't think I said that. I do think that there was an argument. I didn't say this already,
Yeah,
right?
you did.
I did?
did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. Short-term memory
Good
loss.
talk. Good talk.
Replay crew, go ahead.
Replay. Good.
You guys, too much. What else? What else do we need to, like, there's so many things.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Enrique, right?
I would be happy to talk
So-
about Enrique. And
So
Bullshit
no
right
news
there. Yeah, that's some
has
bullshit.
happened
Yeah.
at all,
Yeah.
right?
I know. 3
The
months.
The attorney that was hired to do that, he was super
Do you
transparent
want to
when they
tell
were
everybody
having
who that is?
Enrique. So Enrique is a trooper that was going through their academy.
Mass State.
Yep,
This is what, 2 months in? 3 months?
Oh,
3 months in?
No,
Or were they
he's
close?
about ready to graduate.
It's a week away.
Week away
Yeah,
from
why you
graduation.
Boston before graduation day?
You're gonna get pictures and stuff taken.
So exactly,
Yeah.
they allegedly that he was involved in a training incident, boxing, and he suffered injuries that ended up killing him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
That's
That's not gonna
super
happen.
suspicious right off the bat.
All of his teeth
Super suspicious.
knocked out.
Mhm.
Not all, but he had some broken
His-
jaw,
Broken jaw.
dislocated shoulder,
Yep.
broken
Broken
femur.
femur.
How do you break
How
your
do you
femur
break
in boxing?
femur when you are not on like
and you're not supposed to go
a
100%.
snowboard and like doing a pipe?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how
Skateboard, something. Breaking a femur is very
That is
hard.
the most
it takes
difficult-
Like what? Somebody can Google it. Let us know. I think it's like 2,500 pounds of pressure to 4,000. It's the thickest bone in your body. Very, very hard to
And it's
break.
protected with muscle.
Yes. So to break that is usually a bad fall
Mhm.
or a car accident. That's what we've seen.
Yeah.
Falls and car accidents lead to broken femurs.
Yeah.
Boxing and fighting. Have you ever seen a guy in a fight with a broken femur? Okay, in 30 years
No.
of UFC, has there anybody been with a broken femur?
Patella, the one.
That's not a femur.
Yeah, no, I've never
The,
seen
the
that.
answer is no.
No.
Now, broken tib fib, yes.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of fighters because you kick with your shin, right?
Yeah.
So your shin breaks, doesn't damage the femur at all. Femur is very hard to break.
Yeah.
Very hard to break.
So anyway, he ends up dying. Family has no answers.
this was in September.
Allegedly, but I think there is video,
course,
right?
Of course, there's video.
But we haven't heard anything from them whatsoever as far as any follow-up, any transparency investigation. So it leads me to believe it's going to be bad.
I think it is
That because 3 months and they've told us nothing. The only thing that leads you to is dirty.
Yep.
Why? Because anything else, like if this
Cover up.
was Metro, right? Police and this happened, everybody would know everything within a day. right? And then if we needed to do the autopsy or whatever, a couple of days, and then you would see Sheriff McMahon come out and say, hey, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. This has been 3 months. No one said a word. You know it was filmed. They always film the boxing and stuff because they critique you or use it. And if something happens,
If that's
there was
sanctioned program or training.
Correct. If it was sanctioned.
If it wasn't, then that's the story.
Correct. But there was also probably more witnesses.
Yep.
There was not just, the TAC staff. We call them TAC officers out here. But I'm sure the academy staff had to have been there. Yeah. So something happened to this boy. That was not a boxing match. That was either a severe 100% beat down or they threw him off a building.
I mean, 2,500 pounds to.
Yeah. At least.
I saw someone comment they fell down a hill and broke their femur. I mean, there's a lot of different circumstances on osteoporosis and
correct.
How big the hill was,
right. and your
velocity.
angle too, right? And the angle too.
Yeah.
Like the angle, you can hit it at a weird angle on your knee, and it can snap it, but it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're falling down a hill. It's the hardest bone to break.
Hardest in the entire body. It just doesn't make sense. And then we have a woman who her death was ruled as a suicide, and it was ultimately switched back to homicide. And the person who killed her was, I know we mentioned it briefly, her Explorers program mentor.
Carrying his child.
While his wife was giving birth the next day after he killed Sandra. Just to say that sentence out loud.
Evil.
That is the most
evil,
diabolical, devil bullshit.
And he's got a brother that's involved in it as well.
And that is what I can't get over that. It is heartbreaking. And those are just a few of the cases. And they all have the same troopers involved as Karen Reed. And that is why we need like a Rudy Giuliani sweep of Massachusetts. And I don't know what that looks like. I know that everyone is related. I know that everyone's lived there for centuries back when friggin' Mayflower arrived. I get it. I get it. But like, we have a serious problem. And we do not want that coming to any other states. Like, I pray for y'all. And when I am in Massachusetts, I am going to be on my best behavior because I know that I have spoken openly about this. And
as have we.
Frankie, what are you going to have ready for
bail money? Bail money.
Bail money.
Just, you know.
Hey, if they want to arrest you, let them arrest you. Fight it out in court.
Let them violate your rights and you got money. You get paid.
Then I would be called a grifter. That's the internet's favorite word.
What's it? What?
A grifter.
A grifter?
Oh my gosh.
What's a grifter?
We're grifters.
We are?
What they say.
Yeah.
What's a grifter?
People just taking money and providing no service because your time and your experience is nothing.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Good for them, I guess.
Yeah. So
you can call me whatever you want. That don't matter to me.
Call you whatever you want.
Especially if I don't know what it means.
Better than what your ex-girlfriend calls you, huh?
You know. Well said. I've been married 28 years. So.
Yeah, and your wife sounds like she's a saint.
She is. To deal with me for 28 years? Hell yeah.
Okay, I don't want to get into this. I know it is a very emotional topic for you. So I know we don't have a whole lot of time left, but do you believe that lessons were learned from October 1st in Vegas to, I'm not even going to say prevent rather that situation, but react, handle, etc. moving forward?
Let me start off, Brian. You can fill in after the fact. So each area command has a unit called in the box. Okay. They are designed to respond to a critical incident.
Okay.
So let's say that we do have an incident an active shooter happening again. Okay. So if it's at an MGM property, you're going to have us respond first. Metro's on the way, right? But then also the in the box unit is on the way as well.
I'm calling you guys.
Right. So you're saying that at one critical incident, you could have easily 50 officers there within minutes. Within minutes, right? That wouldn't have happened without 1 October happening and other critical incidents that happened, right? So the police are always building to respond, not to prevent, but to respond. Now, we do have measures in place to prevent certain things. For example, when there is a T-Mobile event, we have 2 snipers that are law enforcement. Two.
We are secrets.
Oh yeah, we have
Oh, it's okay.
we have
Kidding.
what they call as SPR operators, right?
Yep.
Special purpose rifle operators, right? So and
He plays Call of Duty.
their only job is to watch the crowd and watch windows.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Just looking at people.
To prevent.
Looking at
right?
people.
But special events, people who are responsible for the overtime to staffing the events, they've upped their numbers with police for police presence, right? And police responses. So have we learned lessons? Yes, absolutely. Have we geared for future potential encounters? Yes, we have. Okay. But I don't know how many other agencies across the nation do that. We are the tourist destination of the world.
Number 1 tourist.
So we have a lot of people
You
that
guys are above New York.
Yeah, fuck you. Sorry. Sorry, New York. I take
I
that
kind of
back.
agree, but I
But-
just always thought. they would be
Sorry, that
more-
was my Philly response.
if tourism gets a hit here, it's a big hit for Vegas.
Oh yeah, COVID.
So-
I'm sure was
so-
just like
So we try to not be seen, but we're there
yeah,
for sure. So does that answer your question?
yeah.
Brian, you want to have things to say?
No, I mean, that was perfect.
You're welcome.
Prevent
You're
it.
welcome.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
Prevent it? No.
No.
You
I don't
again,
think
the
we-
human aspect, you can never prevent a tragedy. If somebody wants to do something, they're going to do it.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
So get over this whole overreactive, oh, we can prevent this. No, you can't.
It's like that analogy you said about the prisoner. If he's going to kill somebody in prison, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
You're going to find a
He's
way.
going to find a way.
Yeah.
So some of the people, gotta relax. You can't prevent everything. And this is what I used to say, like kind of during COVID too. If you're that scared in life, wrap yourself in bubble wrap and roll down the fucking street. I don't know what to tell you. Like, why is everybody so fucking scared? Like, I don't get it. Like, I still see people. I see people wearing 2 masks.
High five.
And I'm like, what the? Hey, then just stay home, man. If you're that scared, stay home. The Lord gives you a friggin' immune system to protect you, man. It's just a cold.
have a weak immune system.
I do, and
Well, if you
I'm
do,
just
then you wear,
YOLOing
then you
it
wear a
up.
mask. But anyway, to prevent it, no, it's going to happen. And like Gonzo said, we have a lot of things in place now that will make it better. That our reaction time will be quicker. Instead of waiting for the police, now you have guys like Gonzo and I and a team
Okay.
coming for you before Metro is even dispatched. Like we're coming for you.
Okay.
Right? And we will get you.
Yeah.
Right? Hopefully. Before they get us.
Yeah.
So it's I think we learned a lot. Yeah.
Were you able to share your concerns about some people who did not act appropriately? And were they heard?
No, some of the officers that didn't act appropriately, they know who they are. They know what they did. Our department knows who they are and what they did.
There's no body camera.
It's all on body cam. So, everything I'm saying is 100% spot on.
Okay.
So
And he definitely didn't hold anything back on our video.
yeah, in our video, here our story that we did. Go to October 1st video in our queue. But it was disturbing to me, just the
Slow and methodical.
the response. I was really in shock and horror at what I saw some officers doing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't appropriate. And I called them on it. I'm like, what? This is bullshit. What the? No. And then some other officers did some stuff, and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. But they, and some of them got promoted right after that. Some of them one guy was promoted twice. Yeah. He started as just a sergeant, and now he's a captain. So now he's in charge. He was only in charge of 10 guys. Now he's in charge of 160. Yeah. And that was a huge cowardice thing that I saw from him. And but the sheriff was again, this was when Sheriff Lombardo was there, and he said he was okay with it. And if I was the sheriff, that would have been, I'm not okay with it. I don't know how.
Take a stretch or whatever.
I don't know how the F you can say you're okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you cried in the bathroom for 45 minutes and you took your uniform off and you're okay with that? How is that fucking acceptable behavior from a sergeant? Right?
When we need you the most.
Yeah, we need you. Like, that is bullshit.
Your guys need you.
Yeah, your guys need you. Like, buck up, have some fucking balls, dude. Fucking stand up, act like a fucking man, and go handle business. Crying on the floor like a bitch. Fuck. So yeah, that pisses me off. You know what I mean?
Damn it! I'm so glad you like.
And now he's a captain though. The sheriff saw nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Like, and I totally disagree with that. That to me is bullshit. But we have a new sheriff, a new day.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah, he has to live with it.
He knows what he did. He knows exactly who he is and what he did.
Yeah.
And when I see him one day, we will have some words.
Can you please videotape that and send it to me?
We will.
Okay, great.
Well, I'll
Thank
probably
you.
get arrested. So
Okay.
send you my what do they call it?
I'll get you out of bail. I have.
Bail money.
My the picture they take you
Oh, yeah,
in
the mugshot.
a booking photo.
We'll
We'll put my booking photo up on for everybody to
Remember,
see.
Lacey, he did it. Here's a proof.
Hey, can we do a live from CCDC? Hey, Brian got arrested.
Clark County.
Hey, I gotta get my phone real quick. Just want to do a quick live.
Hey
LV
guys,
Cops.
do you know who we
actually,
are?
You reach down between your legs and bring your phone out.
No, I'm sure I'll get it.
Uh-huh. Do we have anyone who has any questions?
Yeah.
We do?
Questions? I can't see them.
We do have some supers.
Oh, okay. We'll get through the soups.
Hopefully you guys can hear me this time. I'm not muted.
I can't hear you, Steve. You're muted. I see your mouth moving, but I don't hear nothing.
We're gonna go way back to Glama Sue's when you guys were talking about Brian, when you're talking about being playing guitar for Golden Knights. Glama Sue sent $5. She says the Knights of many charities that any funds can be donated to. I had local cops DJ at the bar I worked at years ago. That was BS, Brian.
It was BS. I was really looking forward to playing that song for everybody. I wasn't doing it for me. It was a song I put out that, it was a tribute to everybody that night. It was a feel-good song. I've had a lot of people say it's really an uplifting song because I didn't want to write a sad song. So I thought it would have been cool.
Yeah.
I was not looking for any money or anything at all. I just wanted people to hear a song dedicated to October 1st. Yeah. That's it. And I wrote what I was feeling while I wrote it. That's all.
Yeah.
Not a big.
That's the song that plays at the end of our videos.
Yeah,
the song
that you hear at the end, I think that's actually the beginning of it. It's a whole, verse, chorus, verse, but it's guitar.
Yeah. And that song that's at the beginning of our lives is Brian and I.
And I'll talk about that song one day. That song was called One Man, One God, One Life. I wrote that song right after I shot the guy that attacked Gonzo and I with the knives. And then Steve said the song name is too long, so I named it One Man.
I remember that.
And the lyrics, when you read the lyrics, it's about that night, about me and Gonzo. Yeah, it's actually, maybe we'll listen to it and talk about it one day.
You should talk about, well, anyway, get off topic.
No.
Sassy Bartenders sent $9.
How did we stand?
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah. Got to get rid of the red and blue shit. It's got to go. We got to become Americans or we're not going to stand. People are getting way too serious now. I mean, people are leaving family members because they voted for Trump or voted for Kamala. It's like, what the frig, man? Are you crazy? It's your family.
It's your family.
You shouldn't take it that serious. You vote for policies, not people, right? You vote for policies, not people.
That's all. It's like your team versus my team now.
But then they hate you for it. And then they want to hurt you. I don't get that at all. It's like schoolyard bullshit.
Sarah in Shock and Horror.
Shock and Horror.
Gifted 10 LVCopsTV memberships.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
I love your name. Shock and Horror. As you can tell, because I say it a lot.
Let's on here real quick, Steve. It says that question for Lacey. What do you think of Phelps sharing incorrect information?
Sir Phillips with the leather jacket in the forest in the black and white photos. I quite frankly, sir, think you are a joke. And I am glad that I did not download any of your podcasts. And
Shit's getting real.
No, I'm pretty sure a 4-year-old could do a better job podcasting than you in your mom's basement. And
Yeah, we've been in the basement before.
We have.
no regrets.
Awesome.
That's
Awesome.
Okay.
Little humble pie, sir.
Well, humble pie. Don't know who you are, but she does.
Now, remember, Lacey's our friend. So remember, buddy.
Oh yeah. You come for me.
Yep.
You get the fire.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we got another super chat from Julio, $5. Thank you, Julie. Read the real Anthony Fauci. It's mind blowing that he's not in prison.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Agreed.
That guy should have been toasted up,
Agreed.
waterboarded. I think.
Agreed.
Honestly.
Agreed.
We've got $5 from Boston Brandy.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Boston Brandy.
Hey.
Laws are framed by those who happen to be in power and for the purpose of keeping them in power. We need immediate change.
Mhm.
Correct.
So
Correct.
like you were saying,
Yeah.
what's it gonna take?
Yeah.
The laws seem nowadays, the laws and the lawyers seem everything is to protect the bad people and not the good people.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen
Yeah.
in a 22-year police career. The laws are made to protect the bad, not the good.
The
They're also-
wokeness.
And
The
also
woke-
protect those making the laws.
yeah, and protect those making the laws. Correct.
Yeah.
Which is why you'll always see like Gavin Newsom and all these people in power. They're all family, friends.
Thank you.
You know.
Love you, Alan Miller.
With its election. too.
Yeah.
That's a big time when things really go awry.
Yeah, because Gavin Newsom is Pelosi's nephew.
Yeah.
So it's always in the family. Trust me, they don't let anything get too far away from their hands.
Yeah.
We've got a $5 from Mr. Alan Miller.
Thank you, Alan
Good
Miller.
interview.
That's my dude.
Is,
$5, sir.
Is that your guy?
Lacey's
That's my
manager.
dude.
Clearly, you know Lacey
I
here.
like that cowboy hat, but so
Mm-hmm.
And I want to personally apologize. I know there's some audio issues going on. This is the first time we've had an additional person in the studio, and it's a little trickier than I had expected. So
spend money to make money, boys.
I know Gonzo's either a little quiet or echoing, and bear with us, please. And next time it'll be much better. And I apologize to Lacey and Alan.
Hello.
Speaking to my boob.
Whoa.
Speaking to my peck.
Pick tit. It's
Tomato.
my like
We
Jesus.
got
Sweden is in the house, boys.
Sweden.
Girls.
Lillian L. Yes, member for 3 months. Hi from Sweden again.
Hello from Sweden.
Thank you for being a member and renewing.
Sweden's such a beautiful place. I'd love to see it someday.
LVCops Sweden takeover.
That'd be awesome.
Last Overthinker is back. $3 super chat.
Thank
Congratulations on 12K subs.
you. Thank you. Plastic over there.
Hey, when are you leaving?
She got comments all the time.
As soon as we kick her out.
When are you going home?
So I was supposed to leave on Monday and then Sunday and a snowstorm.
So you're here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my Raider tickets for tomorrow night.
Give what?
Give you my Raider tickets. Go watch Raider game.
Gonzo owns 2 seats at the stadium.
Stop
And
it.
he bought them a long time ago, and I was like, dude, you're fucking
I better
crazy.
take them off.
It was actually a pretty smart deal.
I better take them off Ticketmaster before they sell them, but I'll give them to you.
You guys go see the Raiders game. Compliments.
He never
LVCopsTV.
offered us tickets, by the way.
Oh, I like Lacey. I don't like
What?
He isn't taking me to a game yet.
Thank you.
No, we're waiting for the
so
Eagles.
much.
You're welcome.
Versus Raiders. Eagles versus Raiders. G and I will be there, and we can't do a live from there, but we'll get some short video.
Yeah, for sure. Let me get my phone and take them off Ticketmaster real quick.
All right. Free gift from
Oh, you guys
LVCopsTV.
go buy his tickets real quick. That's messed up.
Somebody go buy us tickets, please.
No, buy it for next week. Or whenever
Is
they're
there a
here.
game
I don't know.
What's today? Oh, today's Saturday.
These guys are throwing me off here.
So tomorrow's Sunday. So basically, Gonzo's giving them his seats he owns 2 seats at the Raider Stadium at the Allegiant Stadium. So he goes every Sunday to watch the games, but he can gift them to whoever he wants. So he's going to gift them to these
I'm
two
lit-
so they
I'm
can
just-
go see a game. You guys you'll have a great time. It'll be a blast. The stadium, I haven't seen inside of it yet because Gonzo hasn't taken me, but I heard it's awesome. It looks great on TV. I haven't seen it in person yet because my best friend Gonzo hasn't taken me. But anyway, you guys enjoy the game.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah.
Are you?
Oh
Because
my
I'm throwing
God,
it down pretty heavy there.
Are they playing the Eagles?
No, hell no.
Who
I
are
would
they
be going if
playing?
they're playing the Eagles. Chargers.
Oh,
Yeah. One day the Eagles and Raiders will play, and then that's when G and I will go.
I saw someone say
Do a
Eagles,
video.
and I was like, "Oh, I am the biggest Raider fan ever tomorrow." But I am. We've had this discussion. I have some anger with my Cleveland Browns, as every Cleveland.
Well, it is Cleveland.
I know, as every Clevelander has. I did want to say something. Oh, can I say something? Sorry, Steve.
You can say whatever you want.
I'm so sorry. I will. I have some merch coming out, and I've spent a lot of time on it, and it is you can find the link to it once I post it on my X account, aka Twitter. So if you go on Lacey J Meeks, I will have an official announcement that comes out here shortly for you guys to grab the merch. And I am going to personally send these two guys one of the shirts. I have created a decorated dudes shirt. So
Decorated.
I expect you guys to go out there, and a percentage of the proceeds are going to go directly towards Karen Reed's legal defense team fund. So I'm really excited about that. So I appreciate your support in advance.
All right. And we have, I'm going to show you my jacket real quick. LVCopsTV.
Oh,
This is the Under Armour jacket that's on our website. So it's got, you can't really see the gray on the picture, but it's got gray in the sleeves, and it's kind of a light jacket, so it's actually not real heavy. So
yeah,
great for spring. For me, I'm gonna wear it even when it's 80 degrees. I'll wear it. But LVCopsTV Under Armour jacket. So now you get to see it in real life if you want it. Very comfy. 2 pockets on the side, both zippers. Very cool.
Hey, Frank, I have a special shirt in my purse. Can you throw that over here really quick before we're going to have Steve do super chats, and I'm not going to talk.
It's like QVC up in here.
Well, I was going to wear it on camera and show you guys, but it's hot in here with all these lights and all the people, so it's hot. And
All the
I'm gonna be
people.
sitting here sweating, you know what I mean?
All the people.
Well, me and Gonzo.
Well, he's getting that. Let me
Thank
get
you.
back on the
Yes.
Thank you, Trisha. 100 episodes. Yes, I think we have. How many videos we have? 143.
This is our 100th episode.
100th episode.
100 full-length episode. That
Okay.
doesn't count.
Shorts don't count.
That doesn't count shorts and behind the scenes stuff.
Gotcha. My bad.
Lillian, if I read this, I apologize if I didn't. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for gifting 5 memberships.
Thank you.
Thank you.
High five.
What the Duck also gifted 5.
What the
See
duck?
What the duck?
Thank you
What
so
the
much.
duck?
What the duck, guys?
Exactly.
What the duck?
What the
Sounds like
duck?
my young daughter. She used to say "what the tuck" with a T. What the tuck? What the tuck?
Alan's back with $10.
I'll pay 10 more. I love the
Being
universe.
awesome. I love the interview. Looking forward to more. Thank you, Alan. I don't think
You
we're
guys
You got
don't
gas money?
worry about it.
Oh wait, no, you came here. My bad. You got $5 for gas?
Good Citizen's been a member for a month now. Thank you for everything you bad boys do.
Bad boys.
You know, that's what it is. You have to be a good citizen these days. You know, report what you see something, say something. People are afraid to do that.
I feel
They're
like
afraid
I
to
do
get
it too
involved.
much.
Well, because look at Penny.
Exactly. He did the right
Oh
thing. and he
my!
was almost
We
Look
should
at
have talked
Penny.
about that.
incarcerated.
Yeah, he
Well.
he did the right thing.
Thank you.
You know.
Thank you.
I love this lady.
Thank you.
She is so funny.
So he did the right thing, and then he got thrown to the wolves.
Yep.
So there's a shift, right, in the whole women's movement, and then the whole blaming men for a lot of things, and
LGBTQ
men
movement.
blaming women for a lot of things, and then a lot of people are starting to not want to get involved when bad things are happening. So the good men, right, like I've always said, the only thing that stops a bad man with a gun is a good man with a gun. The only thing that stops a bad man doing something to a female, somebody, is a good man with courage. Nowadays, everybody just wants to sit and they would rather film it and let it happen. And
What's up with that?
film the good guy. And again, it's like taking out the trash. When if I'm on the subway and a guy's kicking the crap out of everybody, and then I got to detain him and hold him until the police get there, do you really think it's going to be like holding a teddy bear? I mean, no, it's going to be a fight.
Yep. Struggle.
And now with Penny going through that, a lot of guys are just, I think, are just like, I don't need to get involved. I mean, you know, you don't want me in your business. I don't want to be in your business. You know, some
Yeah.
women say that men are toxic and this and that, and men are like, well, then if I'm so toxic, I'm not going to defend you.
No.
And to me, that's the wrong attitude. I'm not condoning that at all. I'm saying that men should still do the right thing. It's just we need the courts and everybody else to be and to support them for doing the right thing. You know, because sometimes doing the right thing is going to hurt people, but it's still the right thing. Again, when you come onto a train and you start threatening everybody's lives and start beating people up, you kind of give up your right to me, you know, in America, you kind of giving those rights up because you're violating and committing so many crimes right in front of me. So I would always stop them. And that might put me in jail someday. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure.
Or at least on trial.
I'll bail you out.
Frank has bail money.
I'll bail you out. I'll bail you out.
So it's kind of weird.
We need to YouTube. Let's start a bond.
Yeah.
Brian out.
Yeah, what's that called?
Well, how can a decent man sit there and watch something go bad? That to me that blows my mind. I was not raised that way.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. My son's the same way. He's not going to do it. Not going to stand by and just watch innocent people. The whole reason the brave men step up is because you protect people who can't protect or fight for themselves. Yep. If you're not going to do that,
somebody's getting wronged.
Yeah, to me, that's unacceptable as a man in this day and age. Women need protection. People need protection.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not afraid to say women need protection. I mean, women are categorically not as strong as men are. Like,
No.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if that offends you and your sensibilities, but like, it doesn't mean that we aren't any less of a person.
No.
It's just don't be chauvinistic pigs. Be polite people, be good men, treat women the way that you wanted your mom, your dad to treat your mom.
Treated,
like, yeah.
Did you get what she said? She said pigs.
She said pigs. I know. I was going to smack her. I was
thinking about it.
You never hit a woman. You pig on your own channel. I thought about it.
And we're retired police officers. We're called piggies. I almost fell on my chair.
You know, most people don't know this, but the LVCopsTV show was actually going to be called
Three Little Pigs.
Three Little Pigs.
Why?
Well, we were supposed to have, it was actually going to be three of us, three cops. It was going to be 3 cops and Steve, and we were going to call ourselves the Three Little Pigs. But you got 2 pigs. Now you just get 2 pigs.
Oh,
we
bringing home the bacon.
We had to unalive the other. He wanted too much of a cut.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
No, he actually got promoted and decided to stay.
him.
Yeah, and it was should I say his name?
Yeah, why not?
It was Jarvis Dudley. Lieutenant Jarvis
Good
Dudley.
dude, man.
Solid dude, really good friend of mine.
He tells you how it is.
Oh, absolutely. And I was his TAC officer. That's actually how we met. I was his TAC officer. And we've been friends ever since. So he was actually going to do it with us, but he backed out. So now it's just the 2 of us. Or it was always just the 2 of us.
I have a secret message that might, the person might come to you when I say this, but I was told Gonzo is cooler than the nails of a polar bear.
Did you get that right?
Yeah.
That's
Spot
right
on. Yeah.
That's right on.
Yeah.
I'm cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
I'm cooler than a cucumber.
You are.
How did you get such scratch on the streets, man?
Street cred.
You know, whenever I stop somebody, and you did the same thing, Brian, we always got to know the person we're talking to.
Yep.
Right? We never came up aggressive, right? Hey, tell me your story.
Chinese guy that got the shit together.
Oh, you wait.
I've had my moments.
That's crazy. But the thing is when you treat people with respect, whether they're good or bad, it gives you a little bit of respect from them, right?
Oh my gosh.
You might not run across them ever again, but they know they got treated fairly by a good police officer.
Yeah.
Right?
I always wanted to give them the best experience they could with an officer.
Yeah.
Because
No
everybody
one.
freaks out. So I wanted to give them the best experience they could so they weren't driving around and then they tell their friends, all cops are dicks or all cops are this. I didn't want, was trying to curb that and stop that. Right. So I always thought if I can give them the best experience they can have with me,
Exactly.
that's a win. So I would always try to make them laugh, or like I said, I've told probably if I've ever pulled you over and said, "Hey, tell me a joke," you can call in one day. But I used to do that all the time. I'd say, "Hey," I pull them over, say, "Hey, tell me a joke, and I'll let you go." Seriously, tell me a joke. Doesn't even have to be good, and I'll let you go.
Yeah.
And they would tell me a stupid joke, and I would laugh, and then I'd say, "All right, you're free to go." And they would be like, "Seriously?" And I'd be like, "Yeah."
Okay. So when I get pulled over, inevitably it's going to happen. I'm going to be like, "Can I tell you a joke?"
Well, the officer has to, the officer has to ask you that.
It's all about how they come across.
Yeah, I've had girls full on crying when I walk up. I've walked up to guys and they're like, "Motherfucker!" I've had guys jump out of the car just like in a scenario, screaming and cursing at me, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Yeah. And you know what we said? Like, I'm not in the mood to deal with this shit right now. Like, really? Dude, I just stopped you because you didn't have your taillights out. I just want to tell you your taillights out and be on your way. And now you jumped out of the car screaming and yelling because you know it's going to get more.
Escalated the situation.
He escalated it, and you're like, But you want to try to give them the best experience they can.
At least
that's what we did, yeah. And then obviously sometimes it's not the case. Yeah. Sometimes you need to whoop people's ass. Domestics, people want to fight you, people want to hurt you, people try to unalive you, and things happen. But you still want to try to give them the best experience.
Because they got carpet burn on their forehead.
Or smashed into a wall. Or lead into on the inside of their body.
Unalived.
Again, your actions dictate our actions.
Exactly.
So.
I see Steve, and I was just about to say, like, guys, we are rounding time.
We're 2:12 in, and we've got a few more super chats.
We forgot to tell you this is a 12-hour live.
Yes.
So we already chain locked the doors. Yeah. You ain't getting out of here. This is gonna be like a escape room.
Crazy Brazilian lady. Great $5 donation. Great show, guys.
Thank you.
She's so funny.
Brazilian, the jiu-jitsu. The other Jules, $10. Congrats on 12K subs and happy 100th episode.
I know.
That's crazy.
That's like 5 subs per show, right? That we earned. We take the 5 and then you
add 2 plus 6, 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
He's in math.
I was thinking black guy.
Listen, call Trooper Paul when it comes to math.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just happy anybody likes watching us. Thank you.
Yeah.
She says, "Love watching you guys. You're so real. It's refreshing." Also, hey, Lacey, great addition to the show. Actually, the guys are AI. Lacey's real.
Yeah, we're not here.
She's permanent. We're not letting her go back home because we love the snort.
I love it here. I would stay.
Vegas is a cool place. Vegas is a cool place.
Kim Marie's a new member. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Kim Marie.
Road dogs, right along.
Kelly Sandy RN is back with $10 donation.
Thank you. And yes, we love nurses. I've never written
doctors or nurses.
Doctors and nurses. Doctors, nurses, teachers, military, active and retired police. Retired police. Those people to me all got free passes usually when it came to tickets, because you know what, we all have hard jobs and we all have to stick together. Yeah. You know, and teachers don't make enough money.
Professional courtesy.
Professional courtesy. Yeah. I gave it a lot. Yeah. I was an easy going. My sergeant hated it because I never wrote tickets.
But we were hunters, dude. We were hunters.
Yeah, I loved pulling people over, but just because you get stopped, you got to remember it doesn't mean you're getting a ticket. I used to stop people all the time. Whoa! I never gave them a ticket.
So if you are on X and you are watching, make sure to also follow their X account, which is at LVCopsTV.
Now it's only with one X, but 2 X's, you get something that you don't want to see. That's Brian doing his dance.
Oh my God.
Remember that.
We won't even talk about the 3 X's.
No, that's me. Fun size Gonzo.
Wasn't there a goat mentioned last
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. That was in the past. It's history.
And how did someone in a wheelchair outrun you? I'm never gonna get over that.
Okay. You're downhill.
It was a hurricane.
You're going downhill.
Hurricane. 400-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah. It was dark.
Fully charged battery.
Fully charged.
I couldn't get it.
Yeah. Gonzo has little legs.
What I thought when I first started running after that person, what I thought is, how's it going to look on camera? So I just discontinued and
Christmas
said,
party.
Adios. Yeah.
You gotta let some go.
Some stuff is not worth it. Some stuff you just gotta let shit slide. You gotta get Nah.
It was young. It was when I first started my career as a police officer, and at the time, our sergeant would say nobody runs from the cops, right?
Technically, they didn't.
They didn't, right?
Technically, they didn't.
But
They
I
just
kinda-
rolled.
Exactly.
They rolled away from the cops.
But it just didn't look good me chasing somebody in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that never looks good, especially if you catch them and you start beating them.
Yeah, exactly.
You're resisting. No, how am I resisting? I'm in a fucking chair.
Well, we had an OIS where
I know.
yeah,
Gary Torsky.
yeah,
I know.
Joey Hernandez.
I know. I remember that. I wasn't there. I was off that night.
I
I think I think I called in sick
I
that
was
night.
just arriving.
Yeah, I think I called in
Yeah.
sick that night.
Yeah.
That was when I had
Joey
my-
and I were actually eating lunch,
Were
right?
you?
And Gary pulls up and he gets the call, and Gary goes, "I'll go get it," and Joey goes, "I'll go too," right?
Just in case.
Right, I'll go too. And I
Just
go,
in case.
I'm like,
Yeah, Gonzo's feeding his face.
I said, okay. I joined them, right? But they had like a 5-minute, 10-minute start ahead of
Right,
me.
right.
By the time I got there, it was done.
The shots fired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guy had a gun,
44.
a 44 Magnum on his hip, on his waist, on his lap. And he pulled it up and tried to shoot at Joey
He was
and
threatening
Gary.
his mom, dad, his wife, and his
Yeah.
child with
It was
a camera, I believe.
It was outside the house, right?
Okay,
He come out in
well,
the driveway.
He's a piece of shit.
We have 1,000 stories, maybe more.
And this will continue on in the next 5 hours of our broadcast.
Oh, exactly.
So I
What do
know.
you
I
think?
saw this and I laughed to myself. This comment.
Yeah. That's just to get him across the room.
He's like El Cacarote.
Hostile work
Oh.
environment. I think that's something that we can charge you with.
Oh, okay.
Did I ever
Good
tell you,
luck.
did I ever tell you
Good luck.
the time when I chased the lady? She was me and Hutch stopped this girl, and she was 500 pounds, about 500 pounds, and she was on a bike. So we stopped her, and Hutch wanted to stop for some reason. So we run her, and it says "careful." It has an alert, right? It's in red. It says,
Yeah.
runner, high flight risk. That's what it says. So Hutch, so mind you, this girl's in front of our car standing, okay, and she's like 400 or 500 pounds. Hutch is right here leaning into my car. I'm looking at the screen, and Hutch goes, "Flight risk? What the fuck?" And he starts cracking up, right? Then we're laughing. We look up.
Gone.
She's
gone.
running. She's running. Now, mind you, she's running at about a mile an hour. She's got her arms going and everything. Hutch and I take like 15, 20 steps, reach up to her. And I literally got next to her. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And this is what she says to me. True story, people. 100% true story. She goes, "I always run.
Yeah.
I always run from the
Yeah.
cops."
Yeah.
But I was like, "But you're not really running. You're barely fast walking."
Yeah.
Like, I can walk faster than this.
Jogging.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, "I always run." So I grabbed her arms, hooked her up,
Okay,
walked her back to
honey,
the car. I mean, she only ran
let's,
like 30
You had to
feet.
gear down a little bit.
But I was
slow
like,
down.
why does she always
slow
run?
down
That
that
was, it
momentum.
was so odd. We were like, and that's
That's
what, and that's what she
weird.
said right to my face. "I always
Well,
run."
at least she was honest.
Yeah.
She's on. I respect that. I respect, and she was committed. She
Yeah.
tried her best to run at least 30 feet.
Yeah,
She almost got away from Hutch and I.
almost.
You can't beat the radio, right? You can't beat the radio.
Radio.
She was fast. She was like a gazelle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then now I saw the movie with Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy like
Oh,
10
that is
years
exactly
later.
what I was
That's
thinking
exactly what it looked like in real life. I'm telling you, watch that scene. What's the name of that movie? She steals his identity. Identity theft, thief, or whatever. Jason Bateman, Melissa McCarthy, my wife and I watched it, and it was hysterical when she's running and he runs up next to her. "What are you doing?" Like, I did it first because mine was like 15 years ago. Hysterical. But that's what it reminded me. It was just like that movie, that scene.
I mean, I
Anyway,
think
I got
that
sidetracked.
a writer heard about your story and put that into
Maybe
the movie.
maybe she was like hired as an expert.
Oh yeah,
Maybe they hired the girl.
yeah, exactly.
What would you do in this situation?
This is what I was-
I'd run, baby. I always run.
run, run, run.
Right.
But anyway,
Oh my
like I said, we got a
gosh.
million stories. So
What's next, Steve? Anything else? Lacey,
That's
you
it.
got anything else?
No, I mean,
Any
this
killer
is really
questions?
good.
2 hours, over 2 hours. I can't see what it is, but it's
Did
over
you get
2
those
hours.
tickets?
I did. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This is
Very
what
kind
has
of you.
united us, this effort.
Nice.
Yep.
So, but make sure to go buy their merch. I believe there should be a pin probably up at on
Steve will
the
take care of it.
on the YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
And I'm really happy to have had you all join in with me today. Next time I come back to Vegas, if they will have me,
No,
no,
Steve said no. Sorry.
no,
Sorry, Frankie.
hard
Sorry,
no,
Frankie.
hard no.
We got two.
No, I mean, you got to come back before then and do it.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. What Steve said.
No, I'm here whenever. So
Sweet.
I loved being here. Thank God for snowstorms.
Mhm.
It's snowing outside?
Well, where they live.
It's
where do
like
you live?
a 1,500-mile long
Oh,
storm.
Swamp.
not a snowstorm here.
I'm in Central Ohio.
Not in Vegas.
Ohio.
We don't get snow here, man.
OHIO.
We don't even say that word here.
I mean, you
I've got
guys are
snows
so
out of my brain.
hashtag blessed. Like,
We are blessed because it's always hot here.
Yeah.
Bring the heat. Get rid of the
It
cold.
it feels so good on my rheumatoid
Let's get
arthritis
that. Let's
to
get
be
that
here.
going. Hashtag bring the heat. Let's get that
I'm a
trending.
cold weather guy.
Yeah.
Being from Idaho.
Yeah.
Totally. See,
What did you call it?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, you might have to hit her. You might have to give her a quick little slap.
I
flick.
mean,
Give her a flick.
I could use some street cred if you want to just get me in the eye.
I tell people, I could use a good ass whooping. I think I need an ass whooping.
Oh my gosh. Well,
You guys want to do some jujitsu real quick?
No.
oh, or crab walk.
Yeah, exactly.
My arm is sore from yesterday. I think my
So-
son almost broke it.
What do you guys do now? Just head back and
Yeah.
see the sides for Vegas.
We got Steelers and Bengals playing. Ravens are playing the Browns right now. So
Screw the Ratbirds.
But we also have dinner reservations tonight at Carbone.
Let's go.
But where are you guys staying?
We're at the Bellagio.
Hey, we're still back.
I
Oh,
know.
oh, sorry.
Um,
Whoa.
we have some. We actually have another hotel, so I think we might be staying there tonight.
Nice. That's Vegas. You're
Sorry,
good.
good guy.
This is Vegas. You're
I
good.
was thinking in this. I was like, how far are we going? But thank you. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not worried about it.
You're safe here in Vegas.
Yeah.
For your viewers and stuff like that, we can
Wrap it up.
do our exit out.
What you got,
Yes.
Lace? What you got?
Just please, once again, please make sure to badoosh their like button, subscribe. It's free.
Yeah.
And if you are watching on X, please make sure to like, repost, and follow.
Share.
Follow me,
All
share.
that technical jargon.
And I have them pinned at like the top of my profile. So make sure to give them a follow as well.
Yeah.
They need to up
We
their
appreciate it.
views on
We appreciate you.
on X. So I will make sure to get out my merch website here shortly. And I'm really excited to share that with all of y'all.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Thank
dude.
you.
I'm telling
And
good
thank you,
stuff.
thank you, thank you, thank
Keep
you
up
guys.
the fight. Keep up the fight, right?
Keep up the fight. Keep up the
Keep
fight.
doing what's right.
All right, let's wrap this up. Lacey and Frankie, her husband, who's off camera. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Vegas.
Thank
we hope
you.
you enjoyed your stay. Enjoy the game tomorrow.
Congrats
They-
on
of course they
100
enjoyed the show.
episodes.
They just got Raider tickets, bro.
That's what I was about to say.
Damn.
Enjoy the game tomorrow on behalf of LVCopsTV. Thank you, ride-alongs, for joining in today. Thank you for all the subs. Everybody in X World and YouTube, we appreciate you. Trust me,
Thank you.
more than you could
And
ever
if you're
know.
watching this from the UFOs that are out there,
Correct. If you're watching it from up there,
Yeah.
start beaming people up. Beam them up quick.
Yeah.
You can start with
Beam me up,
well, I
Scotty.
won't even say nothing.
Yeah.
Beam us up. So, threw me off track.
thanks for
You threw me off
you
track.
gonna say anything
Oh, we're
about-
gonna thank everybody. Thank everybody. Go down to
Thank
Zangi
you,
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Get your butt kicked. It's good for you. They got specials down there. Just mention LV Cops TV. They'll take care of you.
Yeah.
So get training, all you cops, security guards,
No
know how
doubt
to
swim.
handle your business. That's right, handle your business. So as always, thanks for watching
And for those still serving, have a safe tour duty.
Please.
and
Thank
make
you.
a difference in someone's life. Stay classy, Las Vegas,
Always. Peace.
Bye.
and everyone else.
One Sam 5 and one Sam 6, copy of 425 call.
Copy. 1 Sam 5 en route.
1 Sam 6, copy, en route.